Okay, we're on here to talk about the Fine Bros and the stupid fucking mistake they just made when they made two videos and fucked their whole world up, and now in the last 4 days they've lost 2.5 million subs. So what do you guys think about it?
Why are they losing all those?
They
What's
made a
going on?
video and they said they were going to copyright the word react and the kind of video that they make, the style of the video. So if you do a video and you put react anywhere in your description, if you put it in the name, if you put it in the tag, and if you do anything in your video that they construe to be something that infringes on the style of the video that they do, they can DMCA you and pull your video down or extract money and take your monetization off your video. So they were going around the internet and they were DMCAing a bunch of people, like thousands upon thousands of people that had made videos that were React videos. They even did it to Ellen DeGeneres. And they were trying to DMCA all kinds of people, and then they put out a video saying that they were thinking other people were taking their money and that they were taking their monetization and they were losing money because these other people were taking their idea. And after that they got like 800,000 dislikes on that video and their count started dropping. So a day later they put up another video trying to backpedal and they made it worse. And now in the last 4 days they've dropped 2.5 million subs.
Well, they definitely shot the golden goose. I'll say that. I mean, I don't know what they expected.
Well, no,
You
people are
can't.
getting tired. They're
Can
just
you
getting
can
tired of it.
can you imagine if you know, the first guy to report the news was like, "I'm going to copyright all newscasting."
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if you want a newscast, you got to go through me.
Yeah, I mean they can copyright the name CNN, you know, so that they want to make it to where like if they, not even like babies react to something, they're just gonna get. They wanted to actually copyright the word react, and they made a channel. They made a channel and they were starting to load stuff on their channel, and they were calling it. The channel was called React, and they were actually making a company. They actually were filing paperwork, and they were gonna legally make the name React like copyrighted, so that you couldn't fucking put up a video and put the word React anywhere in your video. If you did, you would DMCA. So that's where this came from.
Yeah, this is about as ridiculous as trying to copyright the question mark.
Yeah. Well, you can see that's why it's doing this. That's why it's. I mean, they are losing like every 2 hours. They're losing like 100,000 subs in just like 2 hours. It's dropping like every 30 minutes. It's dropping like 50,000. You know, they've like in the last 45 minutes that I've been watching, it's went from 760,000. They've dropped like 5,000 in just like the last 45 minutes. You know, and it's been like this for 4 or 5 days. It's just dropping, 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 dropping. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
So
waiting.
what's
I can't wait until it says like 1 million. You know, they were at 15 million subs, and it's going to get the way it's going. I think it's going to drop below like a million, like this. They're going to get down to like 400,000 or 500,000 subs. So there's still going to be people watching, but those are just going to be idiots seeing what they're going to do next. That's the thing. A lot of these people that watch their videos once they've done stuff like this aren't going to be people that are watching them for their videos. It's watching them to see, what are you going to do now, bitch? You know. So they're just gonna they're like just watching to like watch the plane go down in flames. You
So
know.
I'm wondering, because a lot of these channels these days are linked into multiple different social media platforms.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's just the YouTube numbers. I'm wondering if it's affecting them on Twitter,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I've
Facebook.
already hashtagged all kinds of shit. I've hashtagged hashtag boycott the Fine Bros. I've done that on Twitter. So I'm sure there's all kinds of like boycott Fine Bros, like unsub Fine Bros. You know, I bet there's all kinds of shit flashing all over Twitter right now for them. And that's where a lot of people like don't even know him, and that's why I think it goes up and then down. I bet you there's people that are so pissed off about it that didn't even watch any of the Fine Bros videos, going to the Fine Bros page, subbing them, and then unsubbing, just like fuck you. You know, you know. I bet you that's why it does that, because every once in a while it'll go up like 2, and then it drops like 30. You know. So I think that's what a lot of people, I mean, you're fucking with the internet. You're fucking with, like, I mean, they don't realize how powerful the internet is. You're looking at basically the Gamergate crowd. You know, a lot of the guys that play video games are fucking internet guys, and they got their own YouTube channels and their Twitch streaming, and they're very knowledgeable. And when you try to pull this shit on some of these kids, I mean, what happens if, like, PewDiePie decides to make gaming channels his name? You know, so that if you put up a gaming thing on a Twitch stream and flash that to YouTube, he can take your monetization or DMCA you because he's got 15 million subs. You know, what happens if PewDiePie does some shit like that? He'll lose all of his subs because everybody will be like, "Fuck you, PewDiePie." You know, so that's basically what they just did. They shot themselves in the face by doing this shit. You know, and there's people saying like, "Oh, they'll come back from it." No, they won't. No, they won't. People don't want this on the internet. You're looking at the Gamergate crowd, and a lot of those guys were probably subbed to this. And you know, every once in a while they're playing their video games or something, they want to laugh. They go to React. Something reacts to, you know, like Beam Boozled React or something. So they go over there and they watch a video and they laugh a little bit, and they come back and they play their video games. So these guys watch their videos and are subbed to them because they think their videos are funny. But when you start trying to do this to the internet, and try to say like, well, I'm going to try to make as much money as I can off of it, and I want to make this a business, and I don't want to just have fun and make money doing it with monetization. I want to actually go further than that and start trying to fuck up the internet. That's when people turn around and go, no, hell no, that ain't happening, not here.
Yeah.
It's pushback. It's a classic example of pushback.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing that there were some other people
what they're trying to do is a hostile takeover, right? They're just trying to.
Well, they don't view it as that. They think these guys are so up their own ass. They really think they deserve this.
Yeah.
Like they own React. Like that's a thing. This is a thing that people do. You don't own human emotions.
Exactly.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
Well, there was a lot of people that were saying they were going to come back from this and stuff, and they don't seem to realize like. They were like, when you get this big, these people don't actually even like comment back to people's comments and stuff like that because they have so many, like they had like over 4 million views per day, so they don't have the time to like get on their thing and like react to all these people. So the only way you can really affect and get these guys to actually say, oh fuck, what did we just do, is to unsub and stop looking at their videos. And that's basically their view count. I mean, who knows? I mean, they were getting 4 million views. Now their view count is probably like less than like 100,000 or something. Their view count probably just went through the floor, and then now they're losing like, you know, every day they're losing like 1 million subs. You know, so they're like
just make a different YouTube account.
They might,
with a
but
different name.
That's not going to matter though. If they made another YouTube account with a different name, everybody's going to say, hey, the Fine Bros are back, they're on this channel, and everybody will get on there and dislike everything they do. I mean, they've just fucked themselves. You know, you can't come back from this. When you fuck up this bad, nobody's going to fucking want to have anything to do with you anymore, because they were like, we're going to change the world. They put out on their video like that. They were like, oh, we're changing the world with reaction videos? Are you kidding me?
It's like playing chess and getting mated in 2 moves.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think? What do you think you're gonna fucking change the world with? Like babies react to fucking like Gerber or something. That doesn't change the fucking world. Are you crazy? These guys got their head up their ass, and that's where this came from. They're so stupid they don't realize what they just did to themselves. Just with 2 videos. That's what a lot of guys can learn from this. Other YouTubers that have big channels. Don't fucking put your foot in your mouth, because 1 video can drop your sub count, you know. And just doing something stupid, you know, like this. If you say something stupid or do something stupid, you can lose everything you got. and that's what's happening to these guys. I would imagine within a week from now they'll be down to like 2 million subs. You know, it's just going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping. They're not coming back from this. They've fucked up. You know, it doesn't matter what, because they actually said yesterday that they pulled down everything. They stopped. They went over to everybody that they did the DMCA claims and stuff, and they took them down, and they stopped. And that their React company that they were going to make, they decided to not do it, and they were doing all this bullshit. But they've already started all the paperwork. So what they're going to do, what most people would figure, these guys are business guys, so they're going to stop, but they're not actually going to stop for good. They're just going to stop for a little while, and then once people forget about it, they're going to go ahead and put the paperwork through, you know, later on, maybe in like 4 or 5 months or 6 months, when people forget about it, and their sub count goes back up to 15 million. But that's not how it works. The internet doesn't forget about shit like this. You know?
No.
You know. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up having somebody make a video from fucking Anonymous about it. You know? There's going to be like they don't know what they just did. They just fucked it up, man. You can't do this on the internet and actually expect people to just forget about it. On the internet, it's forever. You know, when you make shit like this, it's forever. It doesn't go away. People don't forget about it because people will stumble upon your videos and be like subbed to you, and they'll stumble upon some video that says "Fine Bros sub count drop," and they'll be like, "What the fuck?" And they'll click on it and watch the video, and they'll be like, "Oh hell no!" And they'll go over to their fucking page and go unsub. So this will be going on for fucking years. Every time somebody finds one of those videos and goes like, "Who's the Fine Brothers?" and they'll go over there and they'll be like, "Oh shit, I'm subbed to them. Fuck unsub." You know? So they'll be losing fucking shit for years off of this, and they'll be lucky if they come back. You know? Nobody likes this kind of shit. Nobody likes this fucking like shit where they just say they're gonna try to make money off of everything they can. You know? It's stupid. They're dumb. They're dumb. You know.
It doesn't work with our society to do shit like that, or with just basic ethics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when
especially after
you're talking about dealing with people from all around the world, it's not just like America. You're talking about everybody. They've got 15 million subs, so that means they had people in every fucking country watching their videos. And everybody from every fucking country doesn't like this, even if they're like, say, you know, 200,000 of their subs or something are from China. Even the people in China are like, "This is bullshit. This is the internet. What the fuck is this?" You know, and they're even unsubbing from them. You know,
it's just people that were interested in something, or, you know, some kind of product that these guys were putting out, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you sub, and that's kind of like some kind of a subscription that you're paying them. You're paying them a little bit of time by watching their stuff or watching their ads or whatever. And then it's like, okay, you're donating them some time, which is equals money. But you do that, but then you find out you no longer actually want this product. All of a sudden, it's something you don't want.
Yeah, because there's people all over the internet that do React videos, and that's the thing. They do them in different styles, but they're trying to say, like, if it says React, then we're going to take that down. So now that they've stopped doing this, other people are. If you want to watch a React video, you'll just go someplace else and watch somebody else's React video. You know, and you'll just say, "Fuck them. I'm going to unsub them, and I'm never going to watch them again." You know, I'm wondering how many people have blocked them. You know, how many people have like just like said like unsub and block, so I don't see any of their videos ever again. You know, and a lot of people are like, "I don't even care what they have to say. I don't even care if they do a video and backpedal or not. I don't care about them anymore. Fuck them." You know, I'm never going to watch another video of theirs ever. You know, so there's probably hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that have done that after this. You know.
Yeah.
So I found out about it because I watched a Jenna and Julian podcast the other day, and I don't even watch any Fine Brothers videos. I probably stumbled across them in my last 10 years on the net. I've probably stumbled across some of them and watched a video that said something React or something like that, but I didn't never realize it was a Fine Brothers video. You know, and I never subbed to them. Yeah, I never subbed to them. Like, this is something that was funny that I heard from one of my other friends on the internet. He put out a video saying that they had actually copyrighted, or they actually went and DMCA'd another guy that in 2006 he was making videos called Elders React, and they were having like these really old people that would react to things, and these guys after the fact had, like, 4 years after that was created, made old people react, and then they went over and tried to DMCA and say he was taking their idea when they were actually taking his idea, but they had more money so they could do that. So they DMCA'd this guy that came up with Elders React, So I mean, and this guy after the fact, now that they said this, he put out a video showing all of their DMCA's. They DMCA'd this guy 8 times.
Damn.
So they've fucked up. And then Ellen DeGeneres, I mean, are you fucking out of your mind? You got 15 million subs and you're gonna go fuck with Ellen DeGeneres? You're fucking crazy. These guys are fucking out of their minds.
Did not know who was they fucking with.
Yeah, they did not know who the fuck they were fucking with. You don't DMCA fucking Ellen DeGeneres. That's fucking stupid.
What's next, Oprah?
I know, you may as well go around the fucking towns punching yourself in the face. These guys are idiots. And then they're probably sitting back crying about losing their subs. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think people were going to just sit back and let that go on and not say anything? You're just a couple of dipshits on the internet making videos of kids reacting to shit and old people reacting to shit. You're not changing.
I think this is what becomes of people that are very disconnected with customer service in the modern age. A lot of people have become forget. They get really big and they kind of believe they have their own empire. They have these, it's not even unique what they do. I don't know what they do personally. I've never seen the videos, but it's not unique. They don't have any kind of niche kind of services. There's no reason why they should be worshipped.
Well, that was the other thing. They had said that they were going to copyright it, and that you could go on their page and you would have to pay them, but you could use their little watermarks and all this stuff. Huh. And they were saying this shit, and that's what got people to they were DMCAing people, and then people would go on their page to see if you could actually get these watermarks and you could use their products to put on your videos so that you could actually still do your videos. They didn't even offer anything. So they were saying they were going to offer it, but then they didn't. And that was what they said on the first video. On the second video, when they come back up, because they got so many people like, you guys are bullfuck, you guys are lying, and all this shit, they came back up and said, actually, we're working on doing it, So they said they had it, like you could go on their page and do this, but they actually didn't. They just wanted to be able to copyright it and kind of stave off some bullshit so they could get people DMCA'd. So that's what got this shit to go on. The first video already got them to start dropping subs. The second video made it just skyrocket. It went into lunar orbit after that.
This is an interesting case on what exactly can be copyrighted and what can't.
Yeah. Well, it's not that they can't. This is the thing. It's not only that. It's not that they can't copyright it. It's that people won't allow it. Like, you can copyright it if you want, but you're never going to get another sub again in your life.
I just wonder what I understand that. I just wonder what the ramifications and the legal definition of what can be copyrighted and what can't.
Well,
this is why people need to be aware, and then they need to speak up. They need to use their voice. People right now are using their voice. When people are quiet and they just roll over, they get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
When people are aware, then shit like this happens, and then other companies, the bigger companies, like, oh shit.
Yeah, people are tired of being used.
Well, this is the importance of not worshiping people. This is the phenomenon I see with a lot of kind of younger people today. They see these people online and they kind of worship them and elevate them to status. They're just ordinary people. They're not really all that special. Yeah. And that's the problem I have a lot with the kind of follow me mentality of the millennial generation.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these kids are starting to wake up to this kind of shit, and they're starting to stopping following people and actually trying to think do I really want to do this? Do I really want to follow these people? And really, they don't. They're saying we're changing the world, And then a lot of the millennials sit back and they go, they're making reaction videos. Why do they think they're changing the world?
Changing the world. They're not doing anything special. They're not curing cancer. They're not coming up with a breakthrough. I mean, no scientific breakthrough or anything. People can get famous for absolutely nothing these days.
Yeah, and that's what these guys did. These guys got famous for putting like 3 kids at a table and saying like, "This is Japanese food. Try some Japanese food." And they.
Oh, is that why BuzzFeed does all that stupid shit? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna try to DMCA BuzzFeed.
Good. I don't really care for BuzzFeed, but I
don't either. But
this
that's
was
what
just
I'm
a
saying.
cash grab.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do.
Like, yeah, Mama needs a new pair of, Prada, whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do. It's so sad that they don't see. They didn't actually literally sit down and think, like, I don't think we should actually do this. This might not work.
Let me get this correct, because this is the first time I've actually heard of this. I could go to a sushi restaurant, okay, and eat fucking sushi, and because I use, like, facial expressions and say, oh, I can actually, get fucking fined for this shit.
Yeah, you can actually have your video removed.
Like I could have, like, I react to nasty ass sushi.
Yeah.
You understand?
You could walk into a video, into a thing. You could do a vlog, and you could say like, I'm at this sushi restaurant, blah blah blah, and then you could put in the description like, I'm reacting to bad sushi at such and such a place, and you could taste it and be like, oh man, that's nasty, and then they'll DMCA you.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard, man.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why this is happening. That's what everybody else thinks too. That's the dumbest thing they've ever fucking heard. That's what they're trying to do. They wanted to actually put react and the style of reaction video, which means they can say anything. It's a very ambiguous claim.
And they do that for manipulative purposes.
Yeah, it's like, what is our style?
What the fuck is next? Copywriting frown expressions?
Exactly.
Fucking facial expressions of people? I mean, my God have mercy.
Yeah, it's like they sit down at a table and they have like 3 people there, and they'll show them something like natto, like Japanese natto or something, and they'll say try it, and they'll smell it and all that stuff. So if you have a video, they're a very ambiguous way of saying like we're like our style of video. So if you're sitting at a table and you make a face or something, they might say, well, that's our style. They're doing it in our style, and in their description box they put react. So that word react is copyrighted by us, and they're doing the style in their video that we do, so we're going to DMCA them, or we're going to actually have their video completely removed. And that's what they were doing. They were running around the internet doing that shit, and people were finding out about it. And it was like a slow build. There was like more and more people doing videos about the stupid shit they were pulling. And now, because they came out with this video and this is happening, there's other people that have came out and made videos saying they DMCA'd me, and then people were screenshotting all the stuff that they did. So you can go all over the internet now and find all these people that they DMCA'd.
Damn.
So they just fucked up. Yeah, all these people are like, oh, they'll come back from it. No, you won't. They're just doing react videos. It's not like they're doing anything of any substance. It's just like cat videos. It's just like cats do funny shit or something. They're not doing anything that nobody can find anyplace else.
Or can make themselves.
Yeah, so they're not gonna care about these guys. They're not coming back from this. Everybody's like, these guys are fucking assholes. Fuck them, and they're not coming back from that. The internet has spoken. This is the internet speaking. The internet has spoken, and they don't like you no more. You're not coming back from that.
I would hate for the day that somebody would like, you'd get like a copyright infringement on like just doing Let's Play videos or.
Well, they were talking about that too. They were talking about what. Yeah, they were talking about that too. Like, what happens? This could be the thing is like if these guys did this, this can be a stepping board to making like YouTube corporate, to where you can almost do nothing on the internet. Like, say, what if if you think of what they were going to try to do, react videos. This is the problem that we had with this. React videos isn't even like sitting down at a table and reacting to stuff. This is the word react. So if you think about the Drunken Peasants podcast, the Drunken Peasants podcast is run solely on looking at other people's videos on the internet and reacting to something they said. And they even put that, and TJ actually put that in a lot of his things. On his main page, The Amazing Atheist, he'll look at other people's videos, like feminists and other people that have done stupid shit, and he'll react to it. That format is now copyrighted, and now TJ, on like 85% of his videos from the Drunken Peasants podcast and from The Amazing Atheist, are now DMCA'd, and he loses all his money.
Cutaways.
Yeah, it's like all of that. That's what people are being pissed off about. A lot of, they don't realize how smart people are. People are figuring this out, that that's what that means. That they're gonna, bunches of their videos on the internet are gonna be like you can't even put money on them. You can't make any money off your video because of this. And a lot of people put a lot of time. You know, like if you look at some of the YouTubers, they've got like $2,000 cameras, and they got like 3 of them, and they're doing like jump cuts, and they're doing all these cool things, and they put a lot of money and a lot of time into their videos and a lot of editing. And they might edit the video for like 3 days, and they put it up, and it's got like 800,000 views. And then these motherfuckers come on and say, "Well, that's our style," and they take away all of their money. Now they just spent 3 days editing something and maybe a week making it so that they can say it's DMCA'd.
I'm just trying to grasp how legally you could defend this. You can't defend something that's universal. I mean, even like movie titles.
Yeah.
Are not copyrighted.
No.
Here's the scary thing, okay? They made videos about this, right?
Yeah.
Now, think what would have happened if they like tried to get this shadow pass, just tried to midnight ballot this crap, and then all of a sudden.
That's what I think might happen. The thing is they've actually put out a statement saying they are not going to do that. They put out a formal statement, like a legal statement, saying they've stopped all of it. They're not going to do that. They said they went on all the people that they DMCA'd, and they took the DMCA's off. And all this.
Now that they realize they can't get away with it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I bet you what they think is this will happen, and then their sub count will go back up to 15 million later on when people forget about it, and then they're going to go ahead and pass it and not tell anybody, and then they'll just start quietly going and DMCAing. But that, like I say, that's not going to work. This isn't going to be forgotten about. Everybody knows who the Fine Bros are now, because like me, I never watched any of their videos. I might have came across some of them, but I never subbed to them. But now I know who they are, and when they pop up in my fucking description feed, I'm going to be like, fuck you. And I'm never watching another one of their videos. So they're not going to come back from this. Everybody knows who they are now, even if they didn't watch their videos, and nobody's going to sub to them, and nobody's going to.
I'm one of those people too. I didn't know who they were either. Didn't really care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they had 15 million subs. But when you look at the Earth, there's like 4 billion people on the planet. So 15 million is nothing. There's like 700. There's like 400 million Americans. So that's not even like 1/3 of the country. So I mean, it's not that big in the grand scheme of things. But they're trying to like take this money from. This is what I think was their driving force. Is there's like over 1 billion people on YouTube, So if you can legally like take other people's money, then you're looking at maybe gaining views and gaining money from literally millions of people on the internet that are making react videos. So they were saying they were making something like $1 million, a year. Each of these guys. So you're looking at like $2 million a year from these 2 guys. So they could take that money from 2 million to maybe 10 million a year by doing that. And they could keep their viewer count at still 15 million. So these guys were looking at like, hey, we can get a fuck ton of money off of doing this. But that's all they thought about, and that's the problem. A lot of these fuckheads see this and they think about money. And they don't think about they don't sit down and think, will the viewers even allow us to do this? Because if the viewers find out about this, they're not going to be happy. And they're like, oh, fuck the viewers. Fuck the viewers. They're not going to know anything about it. We're just going to be able to pull it off and make a bunch of money, and we're going to be rolling in the dough. And now this is what happens because they didn't think.
Yep. There's no midnight ballot and shit now, not with the internet. especially not when they fucking aired their dirty laundry in public and said, hey, we're going to fuck everyone over.
Yeah.
Like no one. I don't know how they thought people were going to react to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, you know what? You're right. We are kind of ripping you off. We're sorry. Here's our money.
Exactly. Yeah, people are going to keep subbing. They don't
They're
understand.
that
Like,
fucking
the only-
conceited.
when you're on the YouTube and when you're on like Twitter and stuff, the only recourse you have is to unfollow and unsub, and that is your voice. That is your only voice you have on the net. So this is people speaking. That's what it means. All these other people are like, like one of my friends, Give Me a Flake Man and Give Me a Break Man here in Japan. He put out a video and he's like, I just don't understand the people that would unsub. Well, the reason why they would unsub is because that's the only recourse you have. See, if you get on one of their videos and you like or you dislike, Google just looks at it as there's traffic on the video. They don't care if you like or dislike. The only people that knows it was disliked are the Fine Bros. So they don't care. So if you go on their video and you do anything on their videos, that's just money to them because they're still going to get paid for you visiting their site. So the only voice you have is not to downgrade their video. It's to go on their site and unsubscribe and not watch any more of their videos. So they lose traffic, they lose views, and that's your vote. That's your voice. That's the only voice you have on YouTube.
Well, there used to be a time. There used to be a time on YouTube when thumbs downing or downvoting videos actually did affect where it appeared on the search queue.
Yeah.
I don't know
a lot
that
of bigger channels took that off. That's the whole point. A lot of the bigger videos didn't like that because they wanted to get bigger, and they had like a lot of people that were like trolling them, and they would get downvotes, and then that would show up, and their video wouldn't get as big as they wanted it to, so they made it not do that. And that's kind of like the underground shit again, where people don't realize what is going on. But that's where this comes from. If they could do that, that first video they put out got like 800,000 dislikes. So, I mean, they would have got the message from that. But because they can't do that anymore, a lot of these people, even though they downvoted at 800,000, they're still like, fuck that, I'm going to unsub them, So,
yeah.
Just if we're on this podcast for 2 hours, we're going to see this probably at maybe 2 million, maybe 12 million,
I don't know about that, but I'd say their YouTubing days are numbered.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, I mean, personally, I think they're going to bounce back from this.
I don't.
Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but I think they're going to bounce back for it. And the reason is, people on the internet, they have a short attention span.
Sometimes.
I mean, the archives memories are long, but individual people, especially millennials, their attention span is quite short. It'll be on to the next thing.
I don't think so, because what you need to understand about this is YouTube is something that these people hold very dear. And when you start saying that you're going to fuck with something that is something millennials, Twitter and all the bullshit they get on and all the Vine and all the bullshit, that shit they hold very dear. That's part of their life. And when you start saying you're making videos on your phone, on your iPhone, walking around town or something, and we may DMCA you so that you can't make money off those videos, and you've got even like 30 or 40,000 subs, which a lot of the girls do and stuff that do makeup videos, when you start saying we're going to make it to where you can't do that type of video anymore, we're going to start licensing stuff so that you can't do that. What happens if somebody off of this says well, I'm going to copyright makeup tutorials, so if you're going to do a get ready with me, that kind of thing,
It does set a dangerous precedent.
Exactly, and that's the whole point. The people are not going to forget about this, because if you forget about it, that can happen later on. All it takes is one person to set a precedent, and now they can continue from that, and it can get worse and worse and worse till 5 years from now you're basically on CNN and not YouTube anymore, and you have to pay to get on it. And everything's RedTube after that, and stuff. There's people you're gonna have to pay to get on a subscription site to get on YouTube, and then you have to pay again to make a video.
I foresee that actually.
Yeah,
I don't. And the reason for it is, if they suddenly change their platform up like that, they're going to lose a lot of support. And I think what's going to happen is you'll have another video service that will pop up afterwards.
Well, another video service needs to pop up anyway.
Yeah, they need to have competition. This only YouTube thing needs to go away. You know, I'm on Daily Motion. I just started a site on Daily Motion, and I'm going to actually load most of my videos onto Daily Motion and maybe set up a bunch of different sites. But they're like the number 100 on the internet. But there needs to be another rival site, a bunch of them that need to pop up so that people can use other sites besides YouTube and start making monetization, because they're getting it to where the YouTube wants to make more and more money. They're getting greedy, and they're making the people who make the content creators are making less and less money, because just in the last 2 years our monetization capabilities have went down 50%. So say off of 1,000 views, instead of getting $1, we're only getting 50 cents. And then now with this Road Bros thing, they're coming on saying, yeah, you're making 50 cents off of this video, but we want 40 cents of that money now. So now I've done all this work and spent all this time editing, and now I'm only making 10 cents for every 1,000 views on the video. So that's why this is happening. People realize that that's the case. That's what these motherfuckers are trying to do. And because they're trying to do that, they're losing subs, because people are like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. They're the fact that so many people use YouTube is something that people have been saying from the beginning, that Google is going to eventually start abusing, and they have been.
Yep.
In the last decade, we had what was it, last year, the whole debacle with the copyright claim onslaught that came about when they started using their new DMCA algorithm.
Yeah.
You remember, like, there was a bunch of people that just got their channels obliterated outright, and other people like me who still had newer channels who basically, like, I had to stop using sound in my videos for almost 2 months after that.
Yeah.
Because they were just copywriting everything.
Yeah.
If you had, like, even 2 seconds of a music clip, they would detect it, and then they would mute your sound. Or give you a copyright claim.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing now. It's like I think it happened from the Road Bros, but if I was grabbing videos off the internet, just funny things, and I would grab just a little snippet with my broadcaster, and then I would take that little snippet and I would want to put it into the YouTube editor, and then I would chop it down and I would use just a funny little thing and put it on my video. And they're doing it now to where if I do that, they're actually figuring out somehow that it's a copyrighted piece of footage, and it's only certain ones. It's really weird. I've like pulled some stuff down, and it won't even allow me to put it in the video editor to chop it down and make it into something. It says this is a copyrighted video, and they won't even allow you to like edit it anymore.
Yeah, they started doing that this year, I think.
Yeah.
Because I ran into the same problem, which is why I do most of my editing on my own computer, not on YouTube.
Me too. I never use YouTube, so I always use my own software.
Yeah, I don't have any software on this computer. I had it on the other computer that I had, but it got fucked up, and I've only recently got it back on, but it came back on in Japanese, and all of my stuff that was on the computer before is now gone. So I don't have anything on that computer anymore. So I'm just using this new computer that I got 10 months ago, and it doesn't have any software on it.
There are ways to work around it. I've started. This is a cheap-ass tactic that I've been using, but I use screen capture with shadow play. There are hundreds of different computer programs you can screen capture with, but I use shadow play, and I'll turn the capture quality down to the lowest setting, and then I'll record the video clip that I want to do and put it up. It looks like shit, but 9 times out of 10 it'll fool the system.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I see that a lot of people actually, the way they do it as well is they have they put it in their editor and they change it to like speed it up so that the videos, the quality starts to make them sound like a chipmunk, you know. And by doing that, even if you put a video, like I see a lot of people load movies on YouTube and they put that stupid little white haze on it, and then sometimes they'll change the way the screen looks so that it's actually like. It's in the center of the screen, so everything's kind of crushed in, or it's the other way, so it's kind of stretched out, and then they'll speed up the film a little bit, and so everybody sounds like they're talking a little bit higher speed, and by doing that, YouTube says it's, even though you're watching the full movie, and then at the very end they like chop off like the last like 2 minutes of the movie. So the YouTube says like it's not a DMCA, you know, because it's actually, they can't figure out that it's actually the real movie or some shit.
Well, the algorithm can't, but if somebody like physically audits your channel, something like that could get you in deep shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's thousands of channels doing that shit. I can watch any movie I want. I can just get on the internet, and all I do when I get on YouTube is just put in full movie in the browser, and then I just look at what's come up and see what looks interesting, and then I just watch it. And sometimes you get a real movie, you know, like where it's just a real movie and there's no like monetization on it or anything. It's just like sometimes they let you do it if you don't monetize it. You know, but sometimes what gets them to like look at your video is when you put monetization on a video that's not yours. Like say if you load it up Gone in 60 Seconds or something, and then you tried to monetize that. That's when they look at it and they're like, oh, you can't fucking monetize that. That's not your video.
Well, it gets
scrutinized
more heavily, but it doesn't necessarily have to be monetized for you to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't see it, because I've watched a lot of videos that were full movies, because I actually have the movie, and I've watched like a full movie with no fucking problems at all, and it looked fine. It looked perfectly fine, and the video's still up like 6 months later. It's still on the YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck? How is that possible? But they just like somebody, you know, I don't know why they allow it to happen. But like I say, when there's like over 1 billion people on the internet, on YouTube, I mean, it's really hard for them to find everybody.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a crapshoot, you know. It's like, and it has a lot to do with the people who actually made the movie and are trying to make money off of it. But when you're talking about somebody that made like Batman, and they made like, you know, $600 million off of the movie in like the first week or something, even those guys are going to be like, who cares? They put it on fucking YouTube. A bunch of people have seen it already. We've made millions and millions of dollars. Fuck it. Who cares? You know, and especially if it's like a year or two later, everybody's already seen it.
Warner Brothers is horrible about DMCA, man. They will jump your ass.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I mean, they're even worse than BioWare and Square Enix with their DMCA claims.
Yeah.
Electronic Arts is one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot, man. I say it's easy to fool the system, but like I said, if somebody physically audits your channel, they can catch you doing that. But the thing that really catches me and really pisses me off about it is that even if you're under the, like what you did is under the Fair Use Act or Fair Use Clause, the algorithm doesn't give a shit. There are certain things, like if you make a transformative work, like a parody, I do reaction videos of the, like I've been covering the presidential election shit. Yeah. I've already had CNN claim one of my videos, even though it's a transformative work, because it's a parody.
Yeah.
So it like I said, the algorithm doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's really, they're trying to, it's like if you look at YouTube like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, YouTube was such a cool place. I mean, like when they stopped allowing people to like do I forget what they were called, like the videos where you could like react to another person's video that they made, and you can upload it to their place so that those people could see it. So you could actually response videos. So you could actually have a dialogue with somebody. Like if TJ made, that's how a lot of and that's, I think what they're trying to do is make it harder for people to get big, because what they used to do is people would be on these people's sites that had like 100,000 views, and they would make a reaction video, like a response video to something they said, and they would say, or even the people would get in the video and they say,
yeah, that was a long time ago.
About this. Yeah, they'd say, tell me what you think about this, and people would find your video from that. And even the way you used to be able to find videos, like it was really a lot easier to search through the videos and find other people's cool videos and stuff. They made it harder and harder for people to find new YouTubers, and it's making it harder and harder for people to get big, because nobody finds your shit anymore, and they're like, they're putting it in the recesses.
They don't want people getting big. They want to keep, like, I don't know. they want to keep the same people big, but they want the channels to grow more slowly, so that they can more easily track it and shit.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do. I think a lot of people will figure that out too, and that's actually what's going to make somebody. I think somebody's going to come along. I'd like to be the person to do it, but somebody's going to come along and make another YouTube style channel where you can go on there and start uploading videos and make it just as good, and then have like no controls on it, because that's what needs to happen. You know,
Well,
as long as you're not putting up anything like kiddie porn or anything like that, or like porn of any nature or something, as long as you're not doing anything kind of stupid, then
the problem is that the hosting company is legally responsible for any copywritten material on there, so you couldn't just turn a blind eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why YouTube is transformed into what it is. Other than the fact that Google has I don't know if Google has always owned YouTube, but that's why I think YouTube has turned into this like almost corporate monster.
No, it hasn't.
Thing.
Google has not always owned YouTube.
No,
Google,
they did. They bought them a few years ago.
Right.
Because YouTube started out in like 2004. I actually had an account in 2006, and it got pretty big, but I started getting a lot of bullshit, and I closed my company that I had it under, so I just shut the channel down and got rid of it. And I had a MySpace at the time, and I got rid of that too.
I might be moving my website's hosting from Google Blogger to, I don't know, WordPress or something like that, because of the new legislation that they're trying to pass. It's HERES whatever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to move my website to an offshore hosting company.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people are going to start figuring out. You know, a lot of people are going to start doing that, and that's what I mean. That's your only vote. With these companies, they're so fucking big, they don't give a fuck what you think. It's all about money to them, and the only way you can make them care is by doing something where they start losing people on their subs, and they lose people on their channels, and they lose people on their stuff that they've bought. You know, they paid like billions of dollars to buy all these companies and these Twitters and all these things. They've paid so much money, and when people start leaving because they're making it not fun anymore, and it's like it's actually become like a corporate thing, and you have to do all kinds of stuff and shill, they're going to be like, nah, fuck you, and they'll go find something else. And that's the only voice you really have in these companies, is
right.
you have to leave, and that's the only way they're going to pay attention to you, is if you leave.
It's pretty sad, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you heard me struggling over here earlier, but I'm attempting to clean my Walther, and it's got this weird ass pin mechanism in the back, and they gave you this stupid little plastic tool to take the slide off the receiver. And I swear to God, man, this thing was designed for dwarves. Like, and I guess I was putting way more force into it than I needed to. But yeah, I almost fucking chopped a piece of my hand off in the fucking ejection port. Fucking bleeding all over the place.
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get some tea, and I'm going to put I made some spaghetti. I'm going to put it away.
Tea time.
Tea time. Time to make some tea.
Fucking red coat.
Damn.
Sing! No pithy comeback, no glib remark.
Oh my goodness.
Crossing.
Yeah.
How you been, dude?
I've been good. How have you been?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, just work bullshit.
Yeah, I've seen your videos on the election. I just haven't gotten the chance to watch them. But, oof.
I don't know that, you know, like, my channel is mainly like video games and stupid videos about me screaming at things. So when I cover more serious topics, like even the MGTOW stuff, it's like I don't expect people to watch.
Yeah.
It's good that they do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
Yeah. But this countdown here is too funny. On here,
God,
all
man,
the
I
five
hope this
row
never
things.
happens to me. It'll be the shortest countdown ever.
I know.
It'll start and it'll be over.
Yeah, basically. I'm just like, oh my goodness. You know, the amount of
Like the mugger declares himself God and says, if you don't worship him, you're going to hell.
yeah. Oh, he doesn't exist anymore. In the
Oh,
blink of an eye.
200 subscribers, one, oh, none.
Yeah, 200. YouTube took that. I was like, no, sorry.
Are you into conspiracy theory stuff, Crossing?
Not conspiracy theory stuff. Well, I guess a little bit. I kind of, it's nice to think about and uncovering bullshit in society with the government, but not as much as some others. No, but I don't know. I think that when you saw the red pill, you do have some of that in you in the community. I think.
I think the two are intrinsically linked.
Yeah.
It's something that I realized when I first took the red pill.
With the tinfoil hat on, right?
The tinfoil, I think the red pill comes in a tinfoil bottle. That's kind of my view on it. Because there is a little bit of a conspiracy there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the government always trying some shit.
The government supports the gynocracy. The gynocracy fucks over men because the government wants men to be disposable sheeple that have only one goal in life, which is procreation.
Mhm. Right, and they're manipulating that.
Yeah, it's a very simplistic overview, but that's kind of how I look at it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Gotta go.
Hello.
Later, dude.
Later.
Take care.
See ya. Peace.
See ya. Mm. Yeah, I think these guys don't realize what they just did to themselves. And like I say, this is a lesson for a lot of big YouTubers, to watch what you say and watch what you think you can do. And I think that's actually going to be a good thing for other YouTubers that are big, like when you look at like big YouTubers like Joey Graceffa and Jenna Marbles, and people like that. A lot of those people are going to be able to look at this and think like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do some stuff that we were thinking maybe we might do, Because,
I don't get the feeling those guys would do that kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
not Jenna Marbles,
was the one
anyways.
who reported it.
Yeah, Jenna Marbles was the one that reported it. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of the YouTubers, like say PewDiePie, if PewDiePie had an idea and some people were talking to him a few years ago or something, and he's been thinking for a year or two about doing something, like say Colleen, the Miranda Sings and stuff. If those people have some ideas about making some copyright shit and doing something like that, this is a warning to them that you might not want to do that.
Definitely. The scary thing with with PewDiePie, it'll be his loss if he does it, but he has the comment section disabled. I don't even think he speaks with his audience anymore.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to. That's the thing. He's got so many. When you're looking at PewDiePie, he probably gets 10 million views a day. The guy's making like $100 million and shit like that, they said. So he doesn't care. He doesn't have to speak with anybody. And when he gets, he probably gets like, so many views and so many comments and stuff. He couldn't even talk to anybody. So he was like, fuck it, I'll just turn off the comments. Who gives a shit? and he doesn't care. And once he's as big as he is, he's not really doing anything to fuck with anybody like these guys were. So people are just like, well, we can't comment on his videos, but we like to watch his videos, so they still watch him. And that's all he cares about. He gets money off of that, you know, so he doesn't care. As long as people like his videos and they watch him, he's making money, and that's all he cares about.
Right.
That's the one thing I'm kind of I don't know, I wouldn't say scared of, but it's something that I've thought about. As you know, what if my channel gets like bigger? I kind of like I talk to people that watch the stuff that I do, you know.
Me too. I get on there and I talk with everybody, and I've already said in a couple of my videos that I respond to everybody. And maybe I don't respond to you, but I'll either like or I won't like your stuff. If you say something stupid, kind of trolling or whatever, I'm not going to like that. But I look at everybody's comment, and I will like or dislike it. And I will sometimes comment back if you say something cool, like, wow, I really like your videos, man. I get on there and say thanks, you know, and I like your comment, and I go on about my day. So I do that with everybody. But the bigger I've gotten, the more fucking, like, trash talk and trolling stuff I've got. And I imagine, and I've only got like 1,600 subs. So when you get to like 60,000, you're gonna get like 60 more times of that bullshit. You know, I get maybe like 20 comments a day. You know, and I've only got like 1,600. What happens when I got 60,000? Well, then all of a sudden you get like 5,000 a day. You know, and then then when you get to 1 million, you got like 100,000 comments a day. You know, you can't react to that. You can't say anything. And a lot of them, they just go on there. They've got a page that they can go on that shows their videos, and they just comment on the like highest view count ones. You know, like somebody said something, and then they get like 100,000 likes on it, or 50,000 likes. That's the first one that pops up. It says it's the most viewed comment on your page, and they respond to that person, and that's the ones they usually respond to. And that'll usually help too, because they won't have to respond to trolls. You know, they won't respond to trolling comments, because the ones that pop up the biggest are the ones that are telling like good things to them, and they can just respond to that person.
Mhm.
Well, it depends on the video. I mean, if you make a shit video, then
yeah, exactly. But most of it don't. I'm talking about like Jenna Marbles and like Julian, the Julian podcast and all that stuff, and like Joey Graceffa and stuff. If people comment on their videos, they're probably getting, their videos get like 6,000 comments in like the first 20 minutes. So I mean, they can't handle all that. They would have to be on the internet 24/7 to like even get like 1% of like answers back to everybody. So they just don't have that time.
This is why you see stuff like Twitch. Twitch exploded when they had when they first started out. Twitch exploded, and especially after like the advent of the PS4, where it was integrated with the system. I mean, everybody is pretty much on Twitch now.
Yeah, well, Jenna and Julian have a Twitch account as well. He actually just bought a computer, a laptop that's dedicated just to the Twitch streams, and now they're like twitching. So there's a lot of YouTubers doing that.
I think we're gonna see probably a model similar to that on YouTube, where you can have moderators and like video editors and stuff like that assigned to your website, to your YouTube channel.
Well, here's the thing about that. There's a bunch of these people that I've heard talking that, depending on what you put up, that they'll actually DMCA you. Some of these companies are DMCAing people for putting up video game footage and trying to say, like, that's copyrighted. Like the people that played like Fallout 4, and they tried to put like Fallout 4 on their YouTube page, and they got like DMCA'd, and people were taking it down and saying you can't do that just because it's a video game. It's like, come on, people, really?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it: they're going to get more people. It's like, I don't play video games, but what happens if I stumble across a Fallout 4 video on the internet from PewDiePie or something, and I watch it for like 10 minutes? I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That looks like a cool game. I'm going to go out and buy it. That's kind of a way for people to try it out with not actually having to buy it. so that they can find out if they actually want to buy the video game or not.
Yeah. I played through Final Fantasy 13. This was last year. Got it during the Steam sale, right?
Yeah.
I did, actually, no, it was a year before last. I got it on the holiday Steam sale.
Yeah.
And I played through, I probably had a good 30 hours of gameplay. And I had this huge playlist of me playing through and doing what I do best, bitching at the game.
Yep.
And about a month after I put it up, I guess YouTube or Google changed their algorithm, and there was 18 videos. 10 of those videos got DMCA'd. 10 of them.
Yeah, it's
Fucking,
so stupid.
yeah, because, and here was the kicker. Usually when something gets DMCA'd, it's because of music.
Yeah.
At least with video games. They DMCA'd the fucking visuals in the game. The gameplay itself was DMCA'd.
That's what a lot of those companies are doing to people. Because there was a bunch of people that they went out and, like, it was so popular and so many people were buying the game, and they went out and bought the Fallout 4 game, and then they went and they started twitching it. They decided to Twitch it and stream it live to YouTube like everybody else does, like PewDiePie and all those guys. They streamed it live, and then they got DMCA'd. So a lot of the footage that came up, you might have been able to watch it when it first came up if you were lucky, but a lot of the stuff got DMCA'd before they could even load the video.
Yeah, that shit is unacceptable, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, you've already made your money, and actually it's going to make you more money. Because if I don't play video games, I don't even like video games. So if I can watch a video game on the internet, and I'm not really a player, but I see something that looks like, oh, that looks really fun, that looks kind of cool, I might go out and buy it. Or I might get online and I might find one where I can download it to where I can play it, you know, or something like that online. So it's not, I don't have a console, I'm doing it online or whatever. But it makes them more money, because they're getting more advertisement, because you're going to get more advertisement on YouTube than you would ever get putting up some, like, commercial. Plus, you don't have to pay for it. So people can play the video game and people can watch them and be like, wow, this is really cool, this is fun. And then they get all kinds of comments, and people are going out and buying your video game. It's free advertisement. So why the fuck would you DMCA that? That's stupid. You're shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. You're going to get all kinds of free publicity.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed was, and Twitch is a big proponent of this, is if you talk about using emulators or pirating, even just talking about it, not actually doing it, you can get your stream banned, you can get your videos taken down, you get in trouble for that shit, just for talking about it. The same thing with Google bloggers.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Stupid. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They actually think they can regulate it. They can stop it. And the whole point is, if you could stop it, nobody would be doing it. The fact is, everybody's doing it, so you're obviously not stopping it.
You know who started doing that shit recently? That, from what I noticed, anyways, they might have been doing it sooner. But I just started making my own mods for Fallout 4 on the Nexus Mods forum.
Yeah.
And they're like one of the bigger, modding websites. I made a Welcome to Night Vale mod for Fallout 4 through the radio, so you can listen to Welcome to Night Vale episodes while you're playing.
Yeah.
I could only squeeze like 30 of them on there, but I gave free advertising for Welcome to Night Vale and all their links and everything. Their first season, well, not just their first season, all of the seasons of Welcome to Night Vale are free. Yeah. And you can download them for free on SoundCloud. But when I put this up there, some little weasel word motherfucker basically asked me if I had gotten permission to put it up. I told him no, it's free to download, and as far as I know, they're Creative Commons. Next thing I know, I'm getting fucking DMCA warnings on my Nexus mod profile. So they will fucking covert ops your ass into admitting that you didn't get the shit, whatever, get permission for putting the stuff up, come at you like they're your friend.
Yeah.
So watch out for that shit.
Yeah, I never answer any of that shit if they put anything up. I don't even fucking pay attention to it.
I didn't know. So
Yeah, because you'll get shit like that all the time. You'll get shit on your Yahoo account and stuff. They'll send you emails and stuff, and I get shit like that all the time in my account. I don't even pay attention to it. I just fucking delete it. I get rid of it. If something's gonna happen on my account, then it's actually gonna physically happen, So I worry about it once it's physically happened to my account, and then I have to react to it. And unless that happens, then it's all just bullshit anyway. So a lot of times they'll get on and say stuff to you, and if you don't pay attention to them, they don't do anything. So they're just kind of waiting to see what you're going to do. So if you don't even acknowledge that they exist, then they really they don't do anything.
Well, no, they have to get you to say it, I think is what it is. I fucked up in that regard.
Yeah, that's why I never even talk to them unless something actually physically happens on my account. I don't even talk to them.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the spies, basically, the admins roving around like they're regular members.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can make like 500 channels in one day, and I think a lot of Google channels. There's a lot of YouTube channels that you look on that have a few subscribers, but they're doing videos on how to work with YouTube and how to do things on YouTube, and they don't really have that many subs. And those are a lot of those kind of channels where they're roving around. Those channels are roving around checking people and seeing what people are doing. And when they get a message the feminist bullshit where they get on there and they say this person's making malicious content or something, they go and they look at it and see, and then they can actually they can attack you basically. So they get 7 or 8 of their accounts, and all of them put a strike on your account, and that kind of shows Google we need to fuck with that person. So I think that's how they fucking attack people. Because Google is Google and YouTube are just they're rampant with ghost accounts.
Oh, they're the fucking secret police, man.
Oh yeah, there's millions upon millions of channels on YouTube that are just trolling ghost accounts and they're not even from YouTube users. They're from Google and YouTube. Even Twitter has the same bullshit. They have all kinds of Twitter accounts.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
This fucking gun is such a pain in my ass. I wish I had recorded me trying to take this thing apart. You guys probably would have got a good laugh out of it.
Do we got any watchers?
Tiff was watching, apparently.
I sent her a fucking link to jump on.
I don't think he can talk now. He said he was doing something.
Mm.
Oh, he's on a Skype call.
Okay, yeah.
He's in the comments section.
The
little comments bar.
Yeah, I can't click off of this because you can see my page and all that shit. So that's why I can't do anything. I'm leaving this on the page so that people can watch this fall down as we talk. It's already went since I started this stream. It's already went from 760,000. So they've already dropped 20,000 just since we started this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, they're losing 1,000 every 10 minutes.
Man. It's like I said, man, they screwed up. They shot the goose that laid the golden egg.
It's kind of a wake-up call, though. I mean, I only have 1,600 subs, and they're losing more than that in 20 minutes. in like 20 minutes they lose more subs than I even have.
Well, I don't think smaller channels are going to attempt doing the stuff that these guys.
Oh no. But I'm just thinking that like this is going to make a warning to like the bigger channels like Joey Graceffa, Miranda Sings, Jenna Marbles, Julian, even the Amazing Atheist in the podcast. Like if they try to like copyright like the Drunken Peasants podcast, and then all of a sudden because that's the copyrighted, they try to copyright because they put podcast in there. So all of a sudden people are going to freak out because they put in their copyright podcast, and now if you put up podcast, Google says, oh, you're putting podcast in your thing and that's copyrighted, and they DMCA you because you're doing the format of TJ. All of a sudden he's going to lose all of his subs. So it's going to make a lot of these people that might be thinking about doing stuff like that think otherwise.
Think long and hard before you bullshit people.
Yeah. Well, that's what I hope. I hope this is a wake-up call to a lot of YouTube guys that are thinking of doing stuff like this, and when they heard about it, they thought, hey, that's a good idea. And now they're thinking, no. Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
I think it's safe to say at this point, if somebody thinks this is still a good idea, they deserve what's coming.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm hoping the Fine Brothers are actually sitting back saying, oh, it'll bounce back, don't worry about it. And then a week from now, when they're down to like 2 million subs, everybody's going to be like, you still think it's going to bounce back, bro?
Well, you know what they might try doing is just starting a new channel. But then they'd have to start.
Like I said, there's the trolls, and there's people that are going to be watching for that. And if they do that, people are going to go out and they're going to start making videos. Hey, the Fine Bros made a new channel. This is the name of it. And everybody will fucking go over there and fucking tell everybody, and everybody will know it's their new channel too. You can't sneak out like that when you have this many people that have watched you.
Yeah,
When you have 15 million people, they know who you are. So as soon as they see you making another channel and making some other bullshit, they're going to call you out, and everybody's going to know that that's you. So it's not going to work. That's what I say. They just shot themselves in the foot. They don't know what they just did. They only made 2 videos, and from 2 videos this is going on. Because they had it in their mind. They thought they knew what they were doing, and they obviously didn't. They got their pants were too big. They thought they were bigger than they were. They don't realize the internet is just spoken, and they don't like you no more.
They know like. No, they know like.
Yep, the internet just spoke, and they don't like you no more, bud. Sorry. You can't pull this shit on the internet and think you're going to get away with it.
There's too much censorship going on right now. I think maybe they wouldn't have had as harsh of a reaction as they did if they had picked a different time to do this. But there is so much controversy going on over the First Amendment right now. Yeah. This is just throwing gas into the fire that's already pretty big right now.
Yeah, and that's why people are getting pissed off. People are tired of not being able to get on the internet and make a video. Like, say if you wanted to make a parody video, like I'm a vegan, and I make a lot of vegan videos, and there's a lot of people that are like the Happy Healthy Vegan and like Freely the Banana Girl and Durian Rider, and there's all these people that will get on there that are actually vegans that will make funny videos parodying a video that they've seen of them and think it's funny, and what happens if they DMCA them? If this went through and then all of a sudden you can't make a parody video of somebody else because you're doing it in their style. Now all of a sudden you can't make parodies of like Sarah Palin and Donald Trump anymore. So now
I don't know what I would do if I couldn't make fun of Sarah Palin and Donald Trump.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's not allowed. Now basically comedy on the internet is done because you can't make fun of anybody because you're taking their style. And that's basically where this would head. It's a slippery slope. And it's like a lot of people are like, no, fuck that. We're not allowing it. It's already got so bad. We're not allowing it to get worse. And this is opening the door to making it much worse. And the people said no, shut the fucking door, and that's what's happening.
Jeez. Fuck did I put my other?
It's still winter outside. It's cold. Shut the door.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really hilarious because, and I don't know what they're going to do to try to recover because they're not. I mean, anything they say now, even if they came on, because they've already said they're going to stop and they're not going to do it anymore and all this bullshit. Like I said, I bet they're just going to like stave off the problem for like 2 or 3 months and hope that people forget about it, and then they're going to go ahead and go through with it. So they're not going to forget. They're not going to stop. They went through all the money and all the time to make the paperwork. Why would they just say like, no, we're not going to do it anymore? You know, they're not going to give up. So they're just going to wait and see if people forget about it, and then later on they're going to do it under the table and not tell anybody about it. And then they're just going to start DMCAing people.
At this point, and I hate to say it, but at this point, not following through with it would be a worse decision. As far for them, anyways.
Well, it makes it look worse. It makes it look bad. Because it makes it look like the people actually figured out what they were really going to do. You know? So they're like, oh, no, we're not going to do it anymore. That tells you already they've got you. People already figured you out.
Well, if you look at what happened with the Xbox One, they tried to do that whole, what the hell was it? They tried to have a set where you couldn't sell used games and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
And they got a big backlash, but they did admit that they were wrong, and they said that we're not going to do this, and so it depends. But you know, they have to. Who knows? I think it all depends.
Oh, they're going to try again.
Who? Xbox?
They're going to try again. The market wasn't ripe for it at the time, but it will be their next go around. I can guarantee you, they're going to try it again.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft is going to try it, and I think PlayStation might be on board for it this time because of how digital the gaming industry has gone. And it wouldn't surprise me to see places like GameStop go completely under.
Oh yeah. Me too.
In the very near future.
What happened with Blockbuster? You know, now Blockbuster sells like Wi-Fi shit and stuff. They don't even sell video games anymore. And all their places went under because of Netflix and Redbox and all that shit. Nobody goes and fucking rents videos anymore because, you know, there's no reason to.
Blockbuster still exists?
Yeah, they did. They did. They actually, there was one that was over by my house when I was going to college, and they actually went under. And I went in there a couple times, and I was like, do you guys still do movies? And they said no. They sell like the little boxes that you use to get your Wi-Fi, that you do your Wi-Fi with, like the little ROM things, you know. So they had like little things that you would buy like that, but it still was called Blockbuster. And I was like, what? I was like, who would fucking rent a movie anymore? You can go to the Redbox and rent like out of Redbox, you know, or you can get Netflix. It's like, why would you rent from Blockbuster? It just doesn't seem to, you know, because you can go to those little Redbox things and you can get like a video for like $2 or $3, and when you used to go to get a brand new movie out of Blockbuster, it was like $4.50 or something, you know.
Right.
I remember going to Zappers when I was a kid. They had, I think they had movies, but their main thing was video games, and you could actually rent consoles from them. Like you could rent a Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo. You know, it was back in those days.
Yeah. Well, I remember the day when we used to be able to rent videotapes. That's how old I am.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah. I used to go and there was, when I first started going to video places to rent videos, they even still had laser disc rentals.
Well, discs didn't really start to catch on until like, you know, the late 90s.
No, I'm not talking about discs. I'm talking about laser discs. They look like a record player. They're like bigger than a record. They're like 12 inches wide, and they look like plastic. They look like plastic, and you put them in this huge. You put them in this huge thing, and it was called a laser disc. And like I remember when I was a kid, I actually had a laser disc of E.T. and it had a picture of E.T. on the front, and on the other side it had a picture of E.T. on the bicycle going over the moon, and that was the laser disc. Yeah. So I remember. I'm that old. I remember that. That was when I was a kid, and we're talking like 1981. You know.
I had one of those. It was a disk drive, but it had this ability where it could make images on certain disks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that or not. I don't even think you can get those anymore. But that
Well,
that was
I
on my.
remember like when Atari started. I had one of the first Atari consoles, and I remember when it started, you used to be able to go into these like video game places where you'd buy the little cards, the little Atari cards, and they were like there was like thousands of them in there, and they were coming out with new ones all the time, and it was really awesome. You'd go in there and you'd look at the box, and they didn't even have anything. It was like just a little box is all you'd buy, and you just had to look at the picture on it, and you'd be like, this looks fun. And then you'd go play it, and you didn't even know what the fuck it was, and that's how a lot of people would hear, like, you should play Donkey Kong. It's really cool, and you should play Pac-Man.
I remember that shit.
Yeah,
Well,
and
before even the magazine started to catch on.
Yeah, like Cubert and Frogger. All those ones were just ones that came out of that. You know, people would buy it, and then a lot of people say, like, Cubert's fun, or like, Frogger's fun, you should play Frogger. So they're like, all these video games were coming out from that, you know.
Battletoads.
Yeah, Donkey Kong, you know. Yeah, my favorite video game, the one that I would still like to get now, if I had money and I had a house and stuff that I could do that, I would really like to find Centipede. That's my favorite game ever. You know.
I want to get the first, or no, not the first. I want to get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Attack on Manhattan for the Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was one of
my. In America, I seen something really cool. I wish I would have bought it now, just because I would like to have it. I don't even have a TV, so I don't know where the fuck I'd play it. But there was a at Walgreens in Colorado. They were actually selling an Atari console with like 6 games in it, and they had like Donkey Kong and a few other games, but it would fit the old games. So if you got on like eBay and you bought some old games from the 80s or something, it would still work in that Atari console, and it still had the old, like, it was the first gen Atari console, and it only cost $30. It was really cool.
I fucking
hate $30.
Nintendo,
It came with
man.
the old game, and then it had like 6 games in it, you know, and you had like Pong and all that stuff. It was really cool. I bought one.
Most of the games you're talking about now, you can get like either on those new like rip-off consoles or on PC on the emulators and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to get like Nintendo games on PC, and Nintendo is horrible about PC crossovers. They almost never do it.
Yeah, that's because they're a Japanese company. They really they're kind of like old school. Like over here, something that's happening that they don't understand. Nobody's even told them yet that like Microsoft and Windows and stuff like separated. So there's people over here still using Excel over here. And they don't support Excel anymore, and they haven't had Excel on computers since Windows 7. So Windows 8 went, now Windows 10, and they don't even support Excel. So a lot of the times, if you make an Excel file and you send it to somebody, and they have a new computer with Windows 10, you can't even open the file. And these Japanese companies are still using Excel, and they're not wanting to change. And they said something about. There was some companies here that said something about not the Windows not being able to have support anymore and all this stuff for the Excel and stuff. So these companies went out and like they recorded off all of the files for like the support so that they would still have support, and they don't get the problem. They don't understand the problem. It's like you're not, as they update the systems and systems update and stuff, if you're still using Excel from like Windows 7, it's not going to work on like Windows 12, you know. So it's like they don't get it. Nobody's even going to be able to open up your fucking shit. You're going to have to print it off physically from an Excel file and then mail it to them. because they won't actually be able to fucking open it. So they're going to have to change to a new system, and these people are over here in Japan. They just got this idea like it's always going to be like this, and we're just going to keep using Excel. Because you'll go to places and there'll really be no reason for them to use an Excel file. They'll take like a photo and they'll put it onto an Excel document, and then they'll email it to you, you know, on an Excel document. It's like, what the fuck did you do that for? Why'd you go through that extra step to put it on a fucking Excel document? Why didn't you just send it to me? You know, it's stupid. But that's how they are here in Japan. They got this idea that this is the way we do it. So they don't know. They think everything should be on an Excel document. It's really dumb.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. Well, see, when we started this, they were at 760,000. So we're looking at like a over 25,000 drop just in the time that we've been on the net.
This is crazy. They still dropping.
Yeah, well, it's been like this for days. You should have seen it right away. They dropped like 800,000 in like the first day.
Mm.
You know, that's why this is a wake-up call for them. I mean, if you're this dumb to make a video like this and then this is happening and you're still like, oh, it'll be all right, don't worry about it. They're idiots. And that attitude is what's going to make it get worse. Because nobody wants this on the internet because of all the bullshit that's been going on in the last like 3 or 4 years on the net. Nobody wants this. And by them being so arrogant to not notice it, it's going to make it worse and worse and worse. And that's why I say I wouldn't be surprised if their view count drops to almost nothing and their subscriber count drops below 1 million within the next week. I bet they lose like 90% of their viewers. They'll lose everybody from this. And the people that are left, the only reason why people are going to stay is because they're going to want to see it crash and burn. They're waiting to see what's going to happen next. And they don't really care about watching any of your videos. They just want to see what you put up, and they want to see if you're going to try to do something to recover, and they just want to kind of point their fingers and laugh at you and watch you go down. That's the only people that are going to be left. They want to see the ship go down.
Sadistic.
I'm that kind of person. Like I said, I never even watched the Fine Brothers videos, and now I want to watch it just to watch the ship go down, because they got so big. They got, like, you could just continue to go up and up and up to where, like, if you were still on the net, you were the Fine Brothers like 3 years from now, you might have like 35 million viewers. You know, if you wouldn't have put your foot in your mouth, and if you would just respect your viewership. That's the problem. A lot of these guys get so big so quick, they don't respect the viewers. Just like if you're a big multi-million-dollar recording artist. If you get a big fucking head, and when people are asking for like autographs and stuff like that, and you act like an asshole, and you're like, I'm not going to sign that, you know, and you turn into an asshole, you lose all of those people. Everybody starts saying they're fucking assholes. Don't fucking ask them to sign anything, and nobody buys your CDs, and pretty soon nobody wants to fucking come to your concerts. You know, you got to respect your viewers. If you don't respect the people that put you there, you're not going to be there very long. These guys got to 15,000 views, 15,000 like subs, and they don't respect the fact that they have 15,000 people that want to watch your videos. You know, and because of that, this is happening. You know, you have to respect these people, the people that watch your content. Even though I only have 1,600 subs, I respect the people that watch my videos, because that's a lot of people. Even if 1,600 people, that I would need like a huge auditorium to put 1,600 people in, you know. So that's a lot of people that are caring about what you're saying, and they're watching your videos, and they come on and say like, "Oh, I liked your video" and stuff. That's a lot of people. And when you've got that many people, 15 million people, you can't even fit that in like 3 football stadiums. So if you don't respect the fact, you know, a lot of these guys get to that point and they get a few trolls coming on or something, and they're like, oh, fuck them, you know, we got so many people watching us, it doesn't even matter anymore. And that's how they get to that point. And what they're realizing is there is no time when you need to be getting to that point. You need to always be respecting the fact that these people are watching your videos. And you should be keeping yourself in check, and you should be watching what you're saying and watching what you're doing, because when you have 15 million subs, you can do something and lose it. And that's what they've done.
Right.
A lot of people are optimistic. I'm not optimistic. I don't think people are going to forget about this. And like I say, people are going to continue to find these Fine Bros videos on the net for years, you know. And if they're still on the net and they still got like, you know, 800,000 views or subs or something like that, people are going to find them not even knowing who they are, and they're going to watch a video of what they did, and they're going to go, Jesus, and they're going to go over there and see like if they are even subbed to them, and if they are, they're going to unsub. So they're going to continue to get this happening to them. It's not going to go away, and people are going to continually find them and find out about them. And what the funny thing is, with so many people doing videos like this, like we're doing, everything that's going to come up on them on Google and on YouTube isn't going to be Fine Bros React. It's going to be Fine Bros sub count drop. You know, that's what's going to be coming up in the Google. So that's what's going to fuck them up. Everything that anybody is seeing right now about the Fine Bros is about their sub count dropping.
Right.
And that's what's making this worse, is because even if you don't know who the Fine Brothers are, if you're watching like Twitter and you're one of those people that are big into like Vine and all that kind of shit, you're like really in the know. And when shit like this pops up, that's what's going to happen. It's going to pop up in your feed, and you're going to be like, who's these guys, you know? And you're going to go look and watch a couple videos and find out who these guys are, and you're going to be left with the fact that, with a bad taste in your mouth, and you'll be like, these guys suck, fuck these dudes, you know?
Right.
And if you are subbed to them, you're just going to, out of principle, you're going to unsub.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
If you're smart.
Yeah. So that's why I say I don't think they're going to bounce back. People are smarter than that. You know, there are a lot of dumb fucking people, but even the dumb people are on the internet, and they don't like this shit either, you know? So even the dumb people are going to be like, nah, fuck this. That's stupid. I'm not going to allow that to happen. Because maybe the dumb people watch their videos, and they've made some videos about reacting to stuff, you know? And even those people are like, they're going to fuck up my videos. And I've only got like, you know, 300 subs or something, and they're going to come after me with 300 subs, you know? So you got all these like really tiny channels that are trying to get bigger. They don't even want to get to like 15 million. They just like to get to like, you know, 20,000, you know? They just want to get a few views, and that's how you get big. That's the same way how they got big. You get big by putting out some video that kind of goes viral, and in your little world, viral might only be 50,000 views. But that gets you some other people to sub to you. You know?
Shit, I would die if I got that many views on even one of my videos.
Yeah. Well, I've got like a bunch of videos that have like over 40,000 views. But I mean, when you get that many views, that's how you start getting people to sub to you, because people find that video because you're in the Google thing, and they fucking find a video and they watch it and they think it's cool, and then they sub to you. You know? So that's how you grow your page, and that's what YouTube and Google are trying to do. They're trying to stop that, so that it's harder for people to find your videos. It's harder for people to get big channels, and you're starting your channel, and it might take you 10 years just to get like 15,000 people watching you, you know? So they're trying to like block people off from getting big, and I think when people realize that, even, it's going to piss people off.
Right.
Well, one of the biggest problems with YouTube that I've found is the algorithm that they use makes it virtually impossible to find new channels or videos that have less than, say, 1,000 views.
Yeah.
I've tried. I actually made a video a long time ago about this, where I went through the search bar and I went through Google search, and I tried to find new channels and new videos, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could, but it took me almost 20 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way they have it set up initially. And you can't change your search algorithms permanently. Every time you want to go and search for newer channels, you have to go through the same process. and it's ridiculous. And most people aren't going to do that. So what you have is this self-perpetuating system where the bigger channels continue to get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what they want too. I think because Google has an investment, a lot of times they get handlers and they get a bunch of people and they kind of send like branding their way. You know, like these people will have branding and they'll have shirts and they'll have their own like websites and they have all this stuff. And Google is paying to help them out and helping to get them like licensing and shirts and all these kind of things that they're selling and all kinds of merchandising and stuff. So they want those channels to get bigger and bigger so that Google can make more money. And that's the thing. They don't want to. They want that style of video or that person to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they don't want anyone else to use that kind of format or that kind of style. Like, because they see those people, maybe they have like 2 million subs and like they're getting like 800,000 views per like month or something. If somebody sees that and they think like, hey, if I make a video that's kind of like that, I might be able to get a few subs off of it. And that's basically how people used to get big on YouTube. They would be like, well, if I do a video like that, people are going to come over and find me. Like when you do the videos that are like the makeup tutorials. A lot of girls get on the internet and they start doing like some makeup tutorials, and then they get some subs because people think they're pretty and they like the way they do their makeup or something like that. So they end up getting like 20,000 subs off of doing something like that because people like to go around and watch those videos. So if you lock that down to where it's hard for people to get subs off of doing something that people like, that's going to fuck up YouTube, and that's going to make a lot of people not like you. And that's going to make a lot of people, if they find out who's doing that, this is what happens,
Yeah, I'm all for a new platform for video sharing coming
Me
down.
too.
I've looked, and there really isn't anything comparatively to.
Yeah, something needs to happen. Somebody needs to figure it out. I'm surprised that they've actually locked it down to where it's like this. Somebody needs to figure it out. Somebody needs to come up with some system that I'm really surprised with so many smart people in the industry that nobody has said, we need to come up with something, because it's never good in any business for there to be a company that's basically the only ones doing something. That's never been a good thing. There needs to be variety. There needs to be like 6 or 7 sites so that you have the ability to go to whichever site you feel you want to go to. When there's only one site and that's the only thing, that's not a good thing. It's never a good thing. It's a good thing in business to have that. But if like you wanted to go buy a car and the only people selling cars was Chevy, that's not a good thing, because now they can charge like $200,000 for a $20,000 car. So it's never a good thing if there's no other competition. Competition is how you get big, and that's what they want. I think they want to basically make it to where there's no competition but YouTube.
Yeah, I guess there's an argument for accessibility, for ease of use. I think that's what's so attractive about YouTube and what keeps them the top, contender for video sharing.
Yeah.
Because it's so integrated. I mean,
Yeah.
Google's in everything.
Yeah.
They're all over the place now, so it's easy to. Like, I have Google Blogger, I have Google Plus, I'm using Google Analytics. They give you all these tools to use and all these social platforms to use, and it just makes it so much easier. Whereas, something like Dailymotion isn't quite as plugged in. So it would take a strong contender to really make a difference, or it would take Google fucking up to the nth degree to drive people away.
Yeah.
In order for something else to be successful.
Well, that's what I'm hoping too. I'm hoping Google is watching this. This might wake a bunch of these companies up that are like big, thinking like, this could be us. Maybe we need to step back and take a look at what's happening here, and maybe we should actually think before we fucking do something, because people are not going to put up with it. because that's what this should show these people. The internet is speaking, and you need to listen. Just because you're some multi-million-dollar company or even multi-billion-dollar company doesn't mean you can't be taken down, because the internet can take you down.
I don't know. I think that they'll just come up with something sneakier. That's all.
I don't think it's going to work, because I think people, even though people are dumb, a lot of people are pretty stupid. When it comes to stuff like this is something that people do every day. Every day people get on the YouTube and they watch videos, and then they get on Facebook, and this is people's lives. This is people's everyday life. So if you went and fucked up something like this is something that everybody pays attention to, you know? And that's why I think it's not something like you're just going to come across once a week or something. If something like this happens, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. You know, this isn't something that can get by people, because all it takes is a couple of smart people to put it out. Like I say, I don't have a TV. I don't watch the news. The news that the millennials find out about, they find out about it on Facebook, and they find out about it on Twitter, and they find out about it on YouTube. So when they find these videos saying, like, this person's done this, or Google's done this, or something like that, they start researching about it, and it becomes huge, and it becomes huge very quickly. So it's very hard for these companies to get over on people. And what I'm hoping they realize from this is that you need to think before you act. You need to think about, like, well, I want to do this because it'll make us more money. I'm hoping that this will make them think, like, yeah, you may make more money, but how long? Because if these people find out we're doing this, they're going to maybe even leave our site completely, you know? So maybe we want to think before we act, because we want our site to continue to grow. So let's think a little bit about the people who are using our site and not treat them like a piece of shit, because they're going to answer by leaving the site, and we're going to lose all of our funding and money. Because if this happened to Google, they would be losing their fucking mind. You know, if people were going on the Google like platform, and they had like I got 5 Google platforms, and I've got like all my different channels. If they were going on there and just like deleting them, Google would be like, "What the fuck's going on? Why are people deleting it?" They'd be going nuts, you know. And these people, there's nothing they can do about it. They've already sealed their fate, you know. And that's why I'm hoping a lot of these bigger companies will watch this and see this and understand why it's happening. That they won't try to rationalize it and be like, oh, well, you know, it's not that bad. Well, you know, I'm hoping they're watching this and going, oh, fuck, man, you know. Because this ain't, people on the internet don't play about shit like this. This ain't a game. You know, these people don't, they think it's funny. You know, they think it's funny to do this stuff, and like, oh, it's all about money, and who cares about the people that are watching my videos? They don't realize this isn't fun and games for a lot of people on the internet. This is their life, and when you start fucking with it, this is what happens.
Yeah. Well, it's I think the salient point is that it fucks with people's freedom of speech, and that is a big no-no, especially when it comes to YouTube. Google, in and of itself, has already demonstratively impeded on freedom of speech in a number of cases, and will probably continue to do so in the future.
Yeah, definitely. It will definitely continue to try and do that. What website is that you're getting the countdown from? Is that from their website?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a website I found off another person that was doing a countdown, and I looked in their description, and this was on there.
That's funny.
Yeah. The website is, let me see. What is it? Googleplus.com at events /C27 / blah 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 blah. I don't know. Google Plus. Apparently, it's a Google Plus thing.
Google Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it's a Google Plus thing. I threw it in one of the descriptions on my main MGTOW channel when I threw up some stuff to you, so you can actually go to that channel from there. I put it in that description when I sent you the deal for this, the link for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in there.
Mm.
Yeah, you can watch the. I think this might have came from Social Blade, because
Right.
my channel's on Social Blade as well, and a lot of these bigger channels are on Social Blade. So I think that's probably where this came from.
Cool. Social Blade.
That's what I mean, though, is as people are searching around the internet looking for like the Fine Bros and stuff like that, they're getting so many hits, but they're not. It's not the hits they want. It's not the people looking for like Fine Bros videos and stuff. They're looking for what's going on and how many views have they been lost and all this stuff. So the Google is blowing up with all kinds of shit that's bad. It's like bad publicity for them. And that's just making it worse and worse, because now when people get on Google and they put in Fine Bros, the first things that are going to pop up are loss of subs and everything. So that's just making it worse and worse, you know. That's why I say that they're not going to recover from this, you know. Google's fucking with them right now.
Hey, Shi-Nu.
What?
Did you want to join the Tinfoil podcast later, or are you gonna not be up for that, or?
Yeah, probably. It's 6 a.m. here now. I actually just got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I went to sleep at like 4 yesterday at 4 p.m. and then I got up at like 2. So I've slept for 9 hours. So I'm good to go.
Slept for 9 hours. Damn.
Well, I'll send you an invite when we start, but I gotta take a break here.
Cool.
Do some more research.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Cool.
Later, guys.
Later. Are we the only one? Are we the only ones on still?
Yeah. We're. I think Tifa's doing something else.
Okay.
I think Tifa is on some kind of a Skype call, Skype chat, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this crossing?
About well, it's funny. But I think that people are gonna keep trying to get away with shit. I mean.
Oh yeah, they always do.
I mean, things have been getting worse and worse and worse. You know.
I just hope this is not only a wake up call for the people, like the people that run these companies like Google, and also for the Fine Bros and stuff. But I'm hoping this is a wake up call for the people themselves. Like all the people are like, well, you can't do anything about it. You know, what are you gonna do? You're just a sub. You're just somebody that's subbed to somebody. That you can't do anything. This is going to tell those people that if you think that things are fucking up and you don't like the way they're going, you have power. You can stop it if you speak up. And the way you speak on the internet is right here. This is how you speak. This is how you get people to listen. They listen to this.
Right.
They have to, because they're losing money and they're losing people, and their big ass channel that they have is going down and the ship is sinking. The Titanic's going under. And that's how you get these people to listen. And that's the only way you can get them to listen, because you're taking their money. You're taking the money out of their pocket, and they listen to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not gonna start from Google and YouTube and all those people. You know what's gonna happen? The only way that they're gonna stop is if you have alternative options.
Yeah.
You know, and right now, just as Mike was saying, everything is very integrated, and there's a big convenience, and people will deal with lack of rights for convenience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why I hope that some companies will come up in the future when, if people who are wanting to be free actually have some money and they come up with a platform that is free, that doesn't have all the restrictions, they're going to have so many people jump on that site like immediately. And all they got to do is do like, just come onto like YouTube and do like a YouTube video and be like, hey guys, we started a site that's completely free. That it's just like this site, except for there's not all the restrictions and the bullshit on it, and you can monetize your videos, and we don't take your money, and we're not going to try to like rip you off, and we're basically like YouTube was like 10 years ago, and if you come join our site, you're going to have a great time, and blah blah, and they're going to get like fucking 2 million people subbing like immediately from that. So that's what would happen. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. Even if it was like that, I don't know if it would be free. I mean,
yeah,
there would be a drawback at some point.
yeah.
Well,
there's just too much control. There's too many people in the world trying to control people and wanting to control what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you've always had that, and I'll always be here.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm hoping, though. I'm really hoping that this isn't the only case, that they'll actually have somebody else try to step across that line, and something will happen with them as well. And I think when enough of this stuff happens like this, that these bigger companies will realize that, hey, we're big, but we're not too big to have something like this happen to us. So maybe we might want to watch our step. Because like I say, just because you have a multi-billion-dollar company, you only have that multi-billion-dollar company because people are willing to use your stuff. But if you get to the point, there's a tipping point where when you get to some point where people feel they're being regulated too much, and they really have no freedom because of you, that's when they're going to start fighting back. And you need to know that is going to happen. That if you think you can step across the line and not have somebody not take that, you're stupid, because it's going to happen if you keep pushing. You can't push people forever and have them not fight back.
Right.
With the internet and so many trolls and stuff, they fight back like immediately, and that's what's going on. On the internet, you don't have to it's simple to do it. Like this. It's an easy way to fucking tell people what you think about something they did. You don't even have to put a comment down. All you got to do is just put unsub, done.
Right.
And that tells them everything you need to say.
Yay!
Hey, Frozen Binary.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Frozen?
Hi. Sorry, I just got back from my face laser.
Cool.
Yep. So
Cool.
they got me in early because it's a blizzard here.
Cool.
What do you think about all this, Frozen?
I've been watching for the last 5 minutes and I've been paying attention to it all night. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, that's what happens when you get too big. You get too big for your britches, and you think your shit don't stink.
Mm-hmm.
You think I can do no wrong.
Well, I can do no wrong. I'm awesome.
Yeah. Got news for you, bud. You can do a lot wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been looking at this counter, and it's been going down steadily.
Yeah, they've lost since we've been on. They've lost over 25,000 subs, just since we've been on.
Yeah, it was up to eight. Was it 700,000? 780,000. So it's
like
when I lost the unit. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's already 30,000 since you first looked at it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I was watching it all night as well, just kind of like laughing my ass off as it goes.
Well, they almost had 16 million subs before they started all this. So they've lost almost 300 million subs.
Oh shit.
Or almost 3 million subs, I mean.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
And that's just in 4 days. This is just in the last 4 days. So they've lost like almost 3 million subs. By the end of today, it's going to be over 3 million subs. So that's like 1/8 of their subscriber base gone.
I love how people in all the chats for these counters keep saying, "Oh, well, that could just be dead accounts and shit like that." I'm like, I don't think that many dead accounts are all unsubscribing all at once. It's
300,000 dead accounts, 3 million dead accounts. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe like 100 or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
might have
Different,
maybe like
okay.
1,000 dead accounts a day, something like that, that would unsubscribe or something like that. But you're not going to have 3 million in 4 days.
They're coming for you.
They're coming to take you away, haha.
No. Oh, I gotta plug my computer in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amusing.
Yeah. I just it thrills me to no end to know that like people are realizing these, like, people that are really big YouTubers and really big people that think their shit don't stink are getting like a slap in the face and realizing that what you do matters, even though you're really big, that if you step out of line, somebody's going to take you down. You know, I like that, you know. That thrills me to no end that they're getting what they deserve. That somebody's saying like, no, this isn't, you're not going to do this, not here, you know.
Well, they don't even own like the fucking the format that they use. Talk about the Fine Brothers, right? Yeah. They don't fucking even own that shit. It's been around fucking for ages. I remember when Bill Cosby was doing that shit.
Somebody put out a video that they had DMCA'd, the Fine Bros DMCA'd this guy that made videos back in 2006, and he had been doing videos for a while, and his format was called Elders React.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah, they were like really old people, and they were reacting to like new things, like, you know, Britney Spears and shit like that. They were reacting to stuff like that.
They did one of Grand Theft Auto.
Elders react to Chris Crocker, you know.
Yeah.
Don't touch Britney, all that bullshit, you know. Yeah, you know, leave Britney alone, you know, all that bullshit. Elders react to stuff like that. They were literally out. He was out like 5 years before they even came around, and after they came around, they were trying to DMCA him, saying he stole their format. How is that possible when he was around 5 years before you even existed?
He went back in time.
And he put out a video after this happened, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork now making videos. He came out and he put out a video with screen captures that they DMCA'd him 8 times. They DMCA'd him 8 times for his videos of Elders React when he had that format 6 years or 5 years before they even existed. And then what's funny, I don't know if you heard what I was saying earlier, but they DMCA'd, they tried to DMCA, I don't know if they actually got it through, but they DMCA'd Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, I saw screen caps of that shit. Where they're like, oh, you didn't even collaborate with us on this. It's like, why should she have to? She didn't do anything special.
Yeah, she did like Kids React or something like that on her thing, and she had a Twitter account set up for it or something, because she put that up on her thing, because she would have people sending in videos of their kids doing something, and that was what happened. And then you have like I forget who it wasn't, it like Jimmy Fallon that has those ones where like kids react to like bad Christmas presents, or like the kids that react to like their
everybody's done that.
Their parents stealing their Halloween candy. He's always putting those videos out like that. They were going to try to DMCA those fucking people.
Good luck with that shit.
Yeah.
Then lawyers will swoop down upon you and just stick it in.
Yeah, you've got 15 million subs. You're talking about somebody that has 15 million views a night on their fucking thing. They're making like $100 million every year, and your little pissant fucking channel trying to DMCA them? You're a fucking retard. You can't DMCA fucking Ellen DeGeneres. She's worth like $250 million. You think you're gonna go DMCA her? Fucking, these guys are idiots. These guys are fucking stupid. You can't DMCA somebody like that. That's like fucking DMCA and fucking Trump. Donald fucking Trump. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's got $1 billion. You know, what the fuck are you thinking? What are you thinking?
He's like, fine.
Yeah, you can DMCA somebody with like 60,000 views or something, but you don't DMCA fucking Ellen DeGeneres. These guys are crazy, you know? And that's what I mean. They get to this point where they got like 15 million subs and they think they can do no wrong. they get all these ideas like, hey, let's make more money. We can get more subs. They're kind of like the rich people that want more and more money, and they never, a little bit's never enough. They're like, well, we got 15 million subs. I bet we can get 30 million if we do this. And they're trying to like get bigger and bigger, and they're not letting it do itself organically. And they're trying to come up with ways to like get bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're, if you're forcing it, it's not going to happen. That's what a lot of YouTubers don't realize. If you're making YouTube videos and you're trying to force content and force yourself to get big, it's not going to happen. It happens organically. People find you and they like your videos and they think you're funny, and then they sub to you. If you're trying to make content and you're being fake, people know what's going on and they don't sub to you. And they don't think it's funny because it's fake. So you gotta let it happen organically. And when they get this big, they think like, hey, we can do something like really stupid, and this will make it get bigger and bigger. And they're thinking like, well, we're not really getting much bigger. We're getting like maybe, you know, another 15, 20,000 subs per month or something like that. So if we want to get bigger and bigger, maybe we can do something like make more money. So maybe if we copyright React, now we can, because there's 1 billion people on the internet, and like, you know, maybe 1/100th of them have done videos saying React in the video. If we can pull their money and take their money, we can go from making $1 million a year to making $60 million a year from pulling their money. And maybe we won't get subs, but we'll get a fuck ton of money. And that's when they start thinking business-wise like that, that's when they're all going to go down, because they don't realize like people on the internet aren't going to let that happen, because you're fucking with these little channels and there's so many people and they're all watching you, and nobody's going to let this go on.
I want to know how they were going to deal with Facebook React, because they have a JavaScript framework called React, and it's kind of like AngularJS, not quite. So I'm making hot chocolate as well. It's cold here, but yeah, I want to know how they were going to deal with that shit. Were they going to sue Facebook? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll crush you, mate.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe that React on Facebook is them.
Ooh, plot twist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone down nearly 300 in the time you've been talking.
Yeah.
No,
Just
more than 300.
Yeah. Well, I was telling him something that I think it might be really funny that's going on. Every once in a while, you'll see it drop down like 15, and then it'll go up like 2, and then it'll drop like 15. And I'm wondering how many people that don't even know the Road Bro, that don't even know these Fine Brothers, are going on their page, and they're like they find them because of this stuff going on. They don't even watch their videos like me, and they go on their page just to sub to them, and then unsub. You know? I'm wondering how many times that's happening, where people are like, they're seeing this stuff, they're watching somebody do a video of it, they're getting really pissed off, and they're like, fuck these guys are fucking jerks, you know, and then they go on their page and they go sub, and then they wait like a minute or two, and then they go unsub, fuck you, then they leave. I'm wondering how many times that's happening, because every once in a while you see it go up like 2, and then it goes down like 17. You know?
I made that joke in a video I did where I dressed up like Jenny McDermott, well, sort of, because she unsubbed for me and she felt it was fucking necessary to tell me in my comments section. I was like, I don't care. The fuck? I guess unsubbed all the goddamn time.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter when you have a really small channel. It's like not a big deal. You get like 5 or 6 people that unsub from you, and then like, you know, 3 or 4 people that sub to you. So it's not a big deal. But when you get this big, and you take that to the same step and the same length that they're talking about, you know, when you got say 400 subs, and then like, you know, 3 or 10 or something like that go, not a big deal. But when you get to 15 million and that same amount unsub from you, that becomes not 3 or 4, that becomes like 2 million, you know. So it's a huge thing. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not losing like 2 or 3, they're losing like 2 or 3 every second, you know.
Yeah, but they need to be taught a lesson.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm hoping that this speaks volumes to not just the Fine Brothers, but to many other people. You know, because I wonder how many people, there's all these people that you'll see, you know, like Miranda Sings and all these people that they say they're talking to Google, and they go into meetings and they can't tell you about what's going on, and they got all this stuff. And I'm wondering if behind the scenes a lot of the bigger YouTubers are wanting to do this stuff, and they're not telling their subscriber base because they want to kind of get things worked out before they go on. And I'm wondering how many of them, if they were planning on doing some shit like this, just stepped back and put their hands up and said, I don't want any part of this. You know, I don't want to lose my subs. This is crazy. I'm not doing it. You know, I don't want anything to do with it. No, I'm done. You know, and they're just telling like these Google people, these executives, I don't want anything to do with it. Stop all my shit. We're not going to do this because this is going to happen to me too, and I don't want any part of it. And they're letting the ship go down. They're letting the Fine Brothers sink. They're like, let it happen. It's not us. We don't have any part of it. I don't want anything to do with them. You know.
Walk away.
Yeah, that's the best thing they can do. A lot of those bigger channels, if this is something they wanted to do, you know. So, you know, like Miranda Sings, you could copyright the name Miranda Sings, but then if you say like if the channel tried to say like, okay, you're going to copyright Miranda Sings, but you're also going to copyright the voice that you use, the clothes that you wear, and lipstick that goes around your mouth. So now if somebody else comes out with that kind of style and they just use like the lipstick around their mouth, now all of a sudden you DMCA that person, you know. So I mean, if that's where this is headed, and other channels were going to jump onto it as well, and they were just going to let Fine Brothers start, and the Google's talking to all these channels, a lot of these people that might have been talking to these people are going to be like, no, I don't want any part of this, you know.
Gotta let someone fucking be the canary, right?
Yeah. Well, here you go. This is the canary, you know. The canary in the coal mine is dead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's already dead, you know, and there ain't nothing they can do about it. It's going down. Titanic's sinking. You can't get the water out. There's not enough buckets.
Nope.
It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna keep watching it, and like I'd like to see what it looks like in a week. You know, by like Saturday when I do my MGTOW podcast,
mm-hmm.
I want to get on the MGTOW Round Table and look at this and see where it's at then, because I guarantee it'll be down to like 7 million, you know, something like that, where they've lost almost 10 million subs by Saturday.
That'd be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
That'll send a nice positive message.
Exactly. You know, when you get down, because they would, like I say, they were almost to 16 million. So if we get on the podcast and it's already down to like 7 million, that means they've almost lost 10 million subs. You know, and that's in just like, you know, 10 days, like 10 million subs in 10 days. That's 1 million subs a day. You know. And if that's happening to them and they just keep seeing it falling, that's the thing. They're going to realize, even if you make a video and you tell, hey, everybody, please stop unsubbing us, we're not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Even if you do that, it's not going to matter. So the only thing they can really do, nothing's going to stop it. Nobody's going to believe anything you have to say now. They're going to just continue to unsub, and all they can really do is just sit back and wait and hope that it stops. And and once it stops and slows down, they can come back on and maybe say something and try to stave off something, but they're going to have to wait until it completely stops dropping before they say anything, because if they say anything, it's just going to make it speed up and get worse and worse. Nobody wants to hear from you right now, son. You know, they're speaking to you, and when they're speaking to you, you need to shut up and listen. And that's what they're going to have to do. And if they come out with any video, I'll guarantee you this will start speeding up, because they don't care what you have to say right now. They're speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Especially these people are unsubbing, so they're not going to watch your video. You know,
right? It's like required at that point.
Yeah, it's a moot point. You know, it's a moot point. You just lost 30 million subs or 30,000 subs since I've been on in the last hour and a half. Those 30,000 people aren't going to watch your video. They don't care if you make a video and say, oh, we're sorry. They don't care. They're off doing their own thing. They're done with you. Fuck you. You know.
Remind me never to be a fucking dick to people. Well, the wrong kind of dick. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a right way to be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. There's a right way, a funny way to troll. There's a funny way to make people go like, oh, he's just trolling, he's being an asshole. There's a way to do that, and then there's a way to go too far and cross the line. And when you go too far and cross the line, this is what happens. You know? That's why I'm hoping a lot of these bigger channels get on and say something like, you know, like geez, I'm sorry for them, but I would never do that to my sub base, and they just kind of stave off this and be like, you know, we don't have anything to do with anything like that. We would never want to do that to our subs, and we appreciate you guys. And, you know, I would hope they, like a lot of the bigger channels, would do something like that and just say, geez, I can't believe that they did something like that, and I can't believe that that's happening to them. And I would never do that.
To be them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would get on my page if I had one of those big pages, and I'd be like, I would never do that to you guys, and I would never DMCA any of you guys, and I respect you guys, and I'm glad you guys watch me. Thanks for liking all my content, and I'm never going to do that to you guys. This is really bad. I'm surprised that they did it, but I don't have anything to do with it, and I wouldn't want to have anything to do with it if they asked me, you know. And you'll probably gain subscribers, you know, from some shit like that, you know. So I hope a lot of the bigger guys like pointed out that this is really crazy, and I can't believe they even tried to do something like that to their subscriber base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of these guys don't realize how powerful Gamergate guys were, you know, how powerful that was, but they don't seem to realize you can't fuck with the internet. You know, you're on a completely different like wavelength when you get on the net. If you fuck with people on the net, you're gonna get fucked with, and you're gonna get fucked with hard. And if you fuck with somebody too hard, you're gonna get like Anonymous come knocking on your door. You know, I mean, you can't fuck with people on the net. You know, there's a lot of people that are on the net that don't fucking play. And they're not on here to fuck around, you know. And if you start fucking around with what they find to be their little fun and their little game that they're having on the internet, they're gonna shut you down. They're gonna fuck with you. And that's what these guys don't understand. The internet is, in the last like 10 years, has become something that they really can't control. I mean, they're trying to do their best to do some shit to control it, but it's really out of control. You know, it's like trying to control where you land while the plane is going down. You know, you might be able to like control what football field you hit, but you can't control that the plane is going down. You know, so that's what they're doing. They're trying to stave off where they land, but that's not going to control that the plane is going down. They can't control the internet. There's too many people. It's too big. You know, but if you try to go too far in controlling it, this is what happens.
Why would you want to fucking control it anyway? Controlling shit is stressful, man.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it's all about money. It's about money.
No.
And that's what's really sad. You know, this is people saying like, we don't care about your money, because a lot of the people that are subbed to them probably have tiny little channels. You know, channels with like 1,000 people subbed to them, or even 2,000 or 20,000 or something. They're just little tiny channels. And this is those little tiny channels that these guys that sub to them, that they don't even give a fuck about, speaking, telling them like, I may only have 20 subs, but I can make you listen to me. And how they listen to them is just unsub. Done.
Yep, it's like voting with your wallet.
Yeah, speaks louder than words. You know, that's how you speak on YouTube. Unsub. Never watch one of their videos again. Because a lot of these trolls and a lot of the people that don't like people's videos and stuff, they don't realize that Google just sees a view. So they don't care if it's a like or a dislike. So if you go on somebody's videos and every time they put up a video you go on and you dislike, it doesn't matter if they have 20 dislikes and 1,000 likes. Google just sees that somebody visited their page. The way you can get them to see, or that you can actually cause and affect something on their channel, is to not watch videos at all. Then they get no views, they get nothing from you, And if you've unsubbed from them, then they don't get anything from that either. So their sub count is going down, and they were saying they were getting like 4.5 million views per day. I bet their viewer count is dropping too. I bet they're down to like 2 million views per day. So they've probably dropped in half. And then in another week, they're probably going to be below 1 million. So people are not going to be watching their videos, and nobody's going to be subbing to them. They're not getting any subs. They're just losing, you know. So everything's lost right now for them, and it's just going down and down and down, and they can't recover from that, you know. And that's how you get these guys to listen. That's the only way you can get these guys to listen, and that's why people on the internet, from this, I hope they see how powerful you are. You can make change on the net, but everybody has to get together, and everybody has to do something collectively. And if you do something collectively, that's how you get things done, you know. And I hope something like this would project out so that it's kind of like the Occupy, where people realize that you can change things if you get together. You know, you can't do this infighting bullshit. You can't be fighting about what you are and what you aren't. You need to get together, and if you do that, that affects change. That's the only way to affect change, is to get together. And that's what this is. That's what this should show people, that you can pull these big channels down if you get together, and you can make them listen. They'll listen to you if this is how you talk to them.
Oh yeah, the irony is they want to make money, and now probably end up losing quite a bit of money.
Well, yeah, they said they were making like $1 million a year. They were making something like $60,000 per day or something. You know?
Jesus.
Yeah, from their viewer count, because they were getting like 4 million views per day, like 4.5 million views per day. Well, if that drops to like 2 million, then they've lost 2.5 million views per day. So that means if they're making $60,000 a day, now they're making less than $30,000 a day. So their money is dropped in half, which means if you take that out to a year, they're going from $1 million each. This is each between the two guys. They're going from $1 million to 500, or to 500,000. You know, just in like 4 days. They're going from making a yearly income of $1 million a year to now they're making $500,000 a year. And then if it continues to go down, now their income goes from $500,000 a year to $200,000 a year. You know, so this is how you speak with these guys. You're taking money out of their pocket, and you're taking like $700,000 out of their pocket for a yearly income. That's how you get these guys to listen to you. You speak with your money.
Speak with your monies.
Yeah. These big guys will listen to you when you start taking money out of their pocket. That's the only way you can get them to listen to you, is to speak with your money.
I'm wondering how they tied this into the this function into the subscriber count to find out how many it's gone down by.
I don't know. I watched another guy's video that was on YouTube, and he had it in his description. He had it in the description section. So I went on it and grabbed it, and this is what popped up.
Cool. Yeah, I would love to check out the code of that, tie into the YouTube APIs or whatever.
Yeah, I think I put it in the description that I sent to. I gave it to Crossing.
What?
Oh.
I sent a like a message on the Google Plus thing in our deal, in our chat here that we're doing.
Yeah.
On the little box that pops up or whatever in the Google page.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, I sent it to her. I sent it to her in that, so she can probably grab that and give it to you.
Awesome. I'm learning about that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming up another fucking 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's been dropping. Like when we started this, it was at like 761,000 or something. So it's already dropped, like, I think it was over that actually. It was like 64,000 or something when I started this. So I think it's already dropped like 28,000, something like that, since we've been on, and we've only been on for like an hour and 45 minutes. So it's dropped like, almost 30,000 in 45 and 40 an hour and 45 minutes.
Fuck, I'm getting really shitty wireless here at the minute. It's been like this all day.
I just love how it goes up, but it only goes up a little bit, which tells me I think that's probably what's going on. A lot of people are like getting on their page and like just subbing, and then they leave it for like 2 minutes or something just so that it registers, because they know how long it takes. They let it register, and then they go back and they unsub. You know, just so that it registers that somebody subbed to you and then unsubbed to you, just to say like fuck you. You know, I'm wondering how many times that's happening, because you'll see it do that. It'll go up a little bit and then it drops like 17 more. It's just so fun to see. It's just so funny to see it dropping like so much. You know, and then like people will really believe, like, you know, there's a lot of idiots that are out there that are like, oh, they'll bounce back from this. Oh, it won't be that bad. And if you can watch this and not think like they fucked up, and you're an idiot. You know, if you can't see that this is a problem, you know, you're an idiot. You know, you don't on the net. They're like elephants. They don't forget. You know, you can't bounce back from this. Because now this is going to be all over YouTube, and everybody's going to have videos up about it, and people are going to be able to find out like what you did, and they're going to constantly be finding out about it. You know, a year from now, people are still going to be stumbling across videos of the Fine brothers that they did something like this, and they're going to watch a video that's like 10 minutes long or something of somebody talking about what they did, and then they're going to be like, oh, hell no. And they're going to go over to their channel to see if they're subbed to them, and if they are, they're going to unsub. You know, so this is going to follow them. This is going to follow them for years if they stay around that long. You know, this could ruin them completely. This could take them down to like 400,000 subs. I mean, this could like ruin them, and then from now on, that's it. They may never get above like 500,000 subs from this. So they might go down to like almost nothing, go back to being like a tiny little channel. And that's as far as they'll ever get, because nobody will sub to them again, because everybody knows what they did. And people are like, we got to keep them in check, and we're not going to sub to them. Fuck them.
Good luck making quality videos then, when you've got far less resources to do so.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So just the fact you can't sustain yourself even at a lower level might fuck them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like from this drop of like 2.5 million in the last 4 days, they've already lost like millions upon millions of dollars, you know, in total revenue and ad revenue and their AdSense and all that stuff. They've lost like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from this, you know. You're talking like I said, they're making like, just from this, they're making like half as much money in a month as they were making. And if their viewer count drops, it doesn't. The thing all YouTubers know is it doesn't matter about your YouTube like subs, because like they have like over 5 billion views on their channel a year, you know. So, or their total count is over 5 billion. So when you look at like they only got 15 million subs, your total view count is like, that's what matters. So if their view count is like 4 million a day and that drops off to like 1 million, they've lost like a bunch of ad revenue there. So that's what matters, and that's where they'll feel it. So like I say, when these people unsub from your account but they also don't watch any of your videos, that's where you're going to lose your money at. Because like everybody could unsub from them, but if they still have 15 million people a day watching their videos, but they're just not subbed to them, that's still going to allow them to do whatever they want, because they're still going to be making money, and they're not going to care. So what it needs to happen is people need to not thumb down their video, not go to any of their videos, and to unsub from them. That's how you show them what you think. You know, and that's what I hope happens. I hope if anything comes up in people's feed where it says the Fine Bros, I hope they just click on the 3 little dots that say hide, like I'm not interested, so they're not interested in it. They click it off and they don't watch any of their videos, because that's all you have to do. You know, every time it comes up where it says Find Bros, you just click on the thing that says I don't want to see any of this bullshit, and that's it. You don't see any more of their crap on your videos.
I guess it's not so fine.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Making a shitty pun all night.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I kept saying a couple times, like, this is how the internet reacts. Yeah. That would be a good way to do, like in my description of this video, call it like the internet reacts to the Fine Bros. No? Go ahead and DM me. Yeah.
So I'm reading up on how to do something in .NET. I gotta start working on a project in it.
Darknet.
.NET. It's it was a C# and shit like that. It's for work.
Yeah.
Getting into that.
Yeah, I've got to set up my page. I've got to set up like a website, and I'm trying to get all my websites set up for my DCX Conversions International. And I bought from GoDaddy.com I bought the name, you know, DCXConversionsInternational.com, but I need to like set up my web page. So I'm trying to do all that now, and I want like an online like site where people can like buy cars from me, and I want to like tie it into my PayPal page and all that kind of shit. So I've got like a lot of shit I got to do.
Oh yeah, I need to start getting a website put up for my game or something shit like that. I'll wait until it's more done.
Yeah.
And that's on the plan of stuff to do. I've already talked to people about it. And it's a lot of work to maintain this shit. I couldn't do it full time.
Yeah, I've got so many channels now. It's ridiculous. I've got like 2 Twitters. I've got 5 Google Plus accounts. I've got 5 YouTube accounts. I've got one on the Ustream. I've got a Friend Life page. You know, I've probably got 15 or 20 pages on the net now. It's just ridiculous. Takes a lot to like run around them all day long and like fuck with them all. But that's how you get on the Google, you know. That's how you get noticed on the Google, when people get into your thing and they look for my company or look for my name. I'm all over the net, you know.
Oh, sorry, it's cold over here. It's a blizzard today.
Oh, really? Yeah, I heard something about like the Joey Graceffa was on some vacation in, like, he went to some like place to go skiing, and they went snowboarding, and then he went to some place with like a hot springs over in California, and then they came back early because he said it was gonna have like a blizzard coming in, and that was over in California. So you're in Colorado, so it'd be quicker. You know?
Yeah, it's just been like it started yesterday and it wasn't too bad, but when I woke up I was like, I'm working remotely today, and then checked my email. Sure shit, like my boss and his boss were like, nope, like, just stay at home. We don't need that shit. I was like, all right, I'll do that. Still had to go get fucking Han Solo in the face though. That was happening. They knew that, so whatever.
Yeah, I gotta finish my .com page, and I gotta finish my business plan. I'm working on a business plan right now, so it's like 68 pages of bullshit. So I'm having to like finish all of that and get it all arranged, and then I've got to turn it into my business partner, and then he's the money man. So I've got to turn it into him, and then I've got to start looking for people in the U.S. and Canada and England and New Zealand and Australia to buy parts and cars and stuff like that and start selling shit. So I've got a lot of work to do coming up here pretty quick, and I'm hoping I can get it all done within the next week or two so I can start my company.
Yeah, oh god, last night I was up just watching crossing streams on Yeah, that's why I was commenting on those. I was listening in when I was programming.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
bounced your shit around everywhere too. I put it on a bunch of my sites.
I'm
I put it
sorry
on
for
my
not
friends.
talking so much. I'm just so tired.
Yeah, I put it on friends on my friend life account. I put it on my Facebook. I think I put it in my on my MGTOW Round Table discussion thing on Facebook, and I put it on. I think I put it on my Google Plus page as well, and some stuff like that. So I tossed it around the net a little bit too.
See,
Yeah,
I've almost completely stopped sharing shit to Twitter because it doesn't do shit for me. And I've
Yeah,
noticed
I
no
don't
significant
do it either.
increase.
Mine does automatically though. That's the thing. That's the cool thing. I don't even have to worry about it. It mine, like if I throw something up on one of my pages, it automatically throws it up on there, and it automatically throws it to my Facebook page, so I don't have to like go and like load it up. It just does it automatically. So that's what's nice.
Yeah.
So I've got like on my regular, not on my business one, but on my regular Twitter account, it has like 12 million, or not 12 million, but like 12 over 12,000 tweets.
Mhm.
That's why they're just I hardly ever go on it. They're just random shit that I've put up on YouTube. You know? Just like random shit, you know.
Oh, I was gonna ask you guys. It's not related. Well, but did you hear was it Raging Golden Eagle got fired from his job or let off? Sorry.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I remember seeing that the other day.
Okay.
He said he
Yeah,
was
I
going to
just
start making videos every day until he gets back.
yeah. No, I have. Dude, do it. I want to see some fucking funny shit.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to get him into the importing. Like if I could get him into the importing like skylines and shit like that, he could stop fucking doing what he's doing and fucking have some money. Because
There you go.
like the GTR that I'm selling right now is owned by a guy here in Japan that he's an ex-Marine, and it's only 18.5 landed in America. That car is $30,000. That means if you got it, landed it in Colorado for like 18.5, and then put it up for sale like 29,000, which is easy to sell it. It's a GTR, and you could easily sell it, and there he goes with $10,000 profit, and then
There
you
you
can
go.
come over and buy another one, and then pretty soon you're buying two, and then three, and then four, and then pretty soon you got $100,000 profit in like 3 or 4 months. So I'd like to see if I could get him into like selling cars and parts and motors and shit like that.
Oh, there you go. Fucking starting up the MGTOW network.
Well, that's what I'd like to do. I'm actually wanting to do a video on my other channel, my MGTOW channel and stuff. I want to actually do something. A lot of guys are just talking, and I want to help MGTOWs out. If you're a MGTOW and you want to actually do something and like make some money, and maybe you're kind of stagnant in your life and you don't know what you want to do and stuff, I can help you make a company and make some money. Because a lot of people like Japanese parts and cars and stuff like that, and all you have to do is go around your town and find like an import automotive place, and find like somebody that specializes in Nissans and Hondas and shit like that, and you just go in there and say, hey, I'm an importer. I import parts and cars and stuff from Japan, and if you guys want to import some stuff, I can broker it. I've got a guy in Japan that can buy the stuff for me. You tell me anything that you want, I'll tell him, and he'll buy it for me, and I can give it to you. And it's simple as that. And then you make some money.
Bada bing.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make money doing that kind of shit, because there's a lot of stuff that these import companies want, but you can't really get it. You have to know where to find it over here. And a lot of the Japanese guys that export stuff don't want to waste a bunch of time going around and looking for shit that's like specialty shit. They're lazy, and they just want to do something quick. So if you find somebody that's willing to like go find a part that you're looking for that's kind of a specialty part, that's what you need. That's what these guys want. They're like, well, I want this certain motor that came in this certain car that wasn't offered very much. Can you find me one of those? A lot of the Japanese guys will be like, no, I'm not going to look for that. That's going to take me forever. It's a waste of money, waste of my time. So if you find somebody like me, I'll search the net, I'll find all kinds of shit, and I'll find that motor, I'll put it on a pallet and ship it to you, and then you'll get the motor you wanted. And a lot of the other companies won't do it. They'll just say like, oh, they don't have those anymore over here. I can't find it, just because they don't want to search. They don't want to look for it.
Money out there to be had.
Yeah. Yeah, even like the thing is like in America, there's a lot of guys that have brought over like the 180SXs and drift cars and stuff like that, and they want like the 180SX, which is the 240SX in America, with the Silvias and stuff like that. They never brought in the S15 Silvia, which is the one everybody likes, but like a headlight in Japan for an S15 Silvia is like $1,500.
Yeah,
So,
the S15.
yeah. So if you get the S15 Silvia front clip, like the bumpers and the fenders and the hood, all that stuff actually fits on the 180SX, on the 240SXs, and they fit on the S15s or the S13 as well. So these 240SXs from like '96, they actually fit on the front end of those too. So you can actually put those parts right onto the car. They fit on it. So a lot of people are wanting those car parts. So if I can go to a junkyard and find S15 Silvia parts like fenders and headlights and bumpers and shit, a lot of people in America want shit like that, and they spend a lot of money. Like for a whole front clip piece for a car, you can make like $1,700, to sell like 2 headlights, the bumper, the hood, and both fenders, and people can mount that right onto their car, So that there's a lot of people in America that want stuff like that, and I can pick that shit up over here,
Mm-hmm.
There's like when I say a lot, I mean there's like hundreds of thousands of people in the United States that are doing that kind of shit, that want to do that, and there's not enough people over here to get all the parts that people need in America, so it's a very kind of small market. So there's not very many people that are importing in parts. There's maybe like 15,000 companies in the United States doing it. So there's a lot of room there for people to open up new businesses.
Right.
Well, get in touch with him, man. I can only can't speak for him. I was just asking if you had heard about his business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched my video. I put up that video the other day about DCX, and I put up the video with the 91 Skyline that I got for sale. So that GTR. So I'm waiting to see if somebody will bite on that, because that's a really cheap price. 18 grand for a GTR is cheap. Because like I say, that's an $11,000 profit when that hits the streets in America. That's $11,000 profit, because you can sell that car pretty easily for $29,000 to $30,000. So you're looking at about $11,000 profit off that car, and that's enough to buy like a GTST, just a regular Skyline. With the profit from that one car, you could buy like 3 of the other ones, and those are worth about $15,000 each. So once you get those, you'll have enough money to buy another 2 GTRs. And then that's basically how you do it. You kind of springboard. You buy one car, you sell it, you get some profit, you keep some of the profit, you buy another one, and then when you get the profit from the next one that you sell, you can buy 2, and then you keep some of that profit, and then you buy 4, and then you buy 6, and then you buy 10, and you keep going up, and pretty soon, after 6 months or a year, you've got like fucking $800,000 in the bank, and you're buying like 30 a month,
Then you're like Scarface.
Yeah.
First you get the women.
Yeah.
Then first you get the money. Then you get the women.
Yeah. That's the way it is. This has been a big business for a long time, doing the importing of parts and cars and stuff. It's been a big business. It's kind of an underground thing, and a lot of guys don't realize how easy it is to get into that business and make money on it. And it's been that way for a long time. I did it for 10 years when I lived here, and I was making lots of money, So it's actually a really good business. And I make about half of what the guys make that actually sell this stuff, Like I was getting like $2,500 to $3,000 per car. That was my profit. So when I would sell like 5 or 10 cars, I'd make pretty good money. But then it would go to Australia, and the guys over there would sell the car for like $12,000 or $15,000 more than I bought the damn thing for. Like we have over here, we have some cars called the Toyota Soarer, which is a twin turbo 2.5 liter,
Oh yeah, the Sora. Yeah.
Yeah, the Toyota
I
Sora.
only know that from like Gran Turismo, whatever.
Yeah, there's the Toyota Sora, and then there's the V8 version. There was a V8 version of the same car. Now there was a 3-liter version that nobody wanted, and it was actually a 4-wheel steer car, the 3-liter version. So nobody wanted it. So the twin turbo one and the V8 one are pretty popular in Australia, and I can pull the V8 one out of the auction for less than $4,000 here, which is less than that. You know, American cash, that's only like I don't know, about $3,200, $3,300. But then I'd sell it to Australia for like, you know, 5,000 or so, and then it would end up in Australia, and they would turn around and sell the car for $30,000 for a car with 100,000 miles on it, and they'd sell it for like $30,000 Australian, you know, and they'd make like $15,000 or $20,000 profit off the damn thing. And I would be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? That's nuts!" It was like at the time it was like a 15-year-old car, you know. I was like, "Why are you selling a 15-year-old car for $30,000? I bought it for $4,000." You know, I was like, "What the fuck? You guys are crazy." So there's like huge money to be made in this stuff. You know, everybody wants the Skylines. There's so many people in America that want a
We're
Skyline.
obsessed with the Skylines. Yeah.
So the more
when I first saw a Skyline, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, there's so many people that want the Skylines. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit 39,000 here pretty quick.
I mean, I remember when I first saw that in Gran Turismo, I was like, "Oh my god!"
The Skyline.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
There's just something about the look and the design of it that made you go, "That is a fucking machine."
Yeah, they're nice cars. They usually have 350 horsepower from the factory, and without even opening the hood, you can actually put a new computer system in it. There's a computer here called the Apex E-Power FC, and you can put that in it, and you can tune the motor, and you can get like all the way up to like almost 450 to 500 horsepower without even opening the hood.
Well, those
without replacing anything on the motor, just with doing like internals. Just doing external stuff on the motor and just fixing it, which only costs like $10,000. You can put about 10 grand into an RB26 and take it from 500 horsepower to almost 900 horsepower. And the cool thing is the platform of the Skyline GTR is set up for 1,000 horsepower. So the rear end gears and all that stuff will handle 1,000 horsepower. That's why they call it Godzilla. Those cars are crazy fast. I got in a 34 Skyline. That was one of the first cars I ever bought when I came to Japan. I have a tattoo of one on my arm, and that car was so scary fast. It was like that. There's a lot of kids that get them here in Japan. They'll be like 20, and they get them one of those. The parents will buy them this car, which costs like $50,000 new. And they would buy them like a new one back in 2001 when they first came out, and they would buy one and give it to them. And these cars, people would wreck them all the time, which is why it was really easy to find parts. You could find all kinds of parts for them and buy the parts and put them on older cars. So it was really easy because a lot of these dumb kids would get them and they'd ride them on the wangan or on the highways and they'd smash them into the wall because they couldn't drive them. They were so damn fast. I told a lot of people, like when I drove mine, I was like, I don't know how they can give these cars to normal people. You should have to have a racing license to have one of those cars because you need to know how to drive. That car is very unforgiving. You know, it's one of those cars that it's like when you see people drive the dumb people that have like a Ferrari and they're driving, they try to spin it out and then it smashes into a wall. That's how these cars are. It's a lot of horsepower, and if you've never driven a car with that much horsepower, you need to go someplace and learn how to drive that car because they're very scary. They're very scary if you don't know how to drive because it's a lot more horsepower than you'll ever think about. Because it's kind of like somebody that's always drove like a Honda Civic their whole life, and then somebody gives you the keys to go drive like a Ferrari F430. You know, that's basically what it is, and it's that kind of a price difference because you're talking getting a car that has the same handling capability and the same speed capability as a Ferrari, but only spending like $20,000 for it, and getting a car that's very reliable. You're not getting like, you know, a Ferrari Pininfarina that's not very much money, and finding out it needs wheels and it needs a motor and it needs transmission and it needs all kinds of bullshit. You're getting a really good car that you could put on the track with a Ferrari and probably beat it, you know. And then if you're going from like a Honda Civic or a Acura Legend or something like that, and then you get something like that in your hands, you're probably going to kill yourself, you know.
Yeah, that car was one of the most powerful cars in the Gran Turismo game.
Yeah. You know, they're no joke, man. I've driven them. First time I ever got in one, I slammed the foot to the floor. I just looked at the guy that I was riding with, and I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I was like, those cars like go. They want to go. You know, when you put your foot down, usually you get these cars that they get up to a certain point and they start to slow down as they speed up. You know, they're like the RPMs start to drop slowly and they start to gain less and less speed. These cars don't do that. It like its top speed is close to 200 miles an hour, and it just keeps going until it gets there, you know, and it'll go from like 0 to like 150 miles an hour in like 10 seconds, you know. It's crazy fast.
Yeah. Can't handle that shit. No way.
Yeah, it's just crazy fast. Those 34 Skylines, they are nuts.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. I'll pull this up for a second. Hopefully I won't get DMCA'd on this.
You might.
Yeah.
Fine Brothers might fucking be upset with you.
No, I don't mean this. I mean like if I pull up a video that I want to show you guys.
Oh.
Oh well, then don't do it.
Yeah. Let me see.
Well, that's your video. I don't think you're gonna DMCA yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, not there. Here. I'll keep the sound off. Maybe that'll be better.
That seems to get me in more trouble than any of the visual shit.
Really?
Mhm. I am.
That the sound?
Always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah. Come on. It's so slow. Yeah. Where is it at? Ah, there it is. This one here. This is the world's fastest door slammer Skyline. Let me turn the sound off. There we go. This car here is crazy fast. I'll keep the sound off so they don't DMCA me. Yeah, this is just a 32 Skyline with just a regular RB26 motor. It's in Australia. This car.
Oh, it's a drag.
Yeah, it's a drag racer. Yeah, it does over 200 miles an hour.
Jesus.
Wait, I guess it's like over 800 horsepower?
Yeah, way over. Yeah, you're looking at, I think this car has almost 1,200 horsepower.
Is that even
Fuck
possible?
me.
Yeah.
Thing was just gone.
It's a 7-second car, and it's door slammer, and it runs on pump gas. So the car runs on pump gas, and it's over. It's a 7-second car. So 7 seconds to like just a quarter mile. You know. It's nuts. That car, just crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. That's why I really love the 32 Skylines, but I'm waiting for everybody's waiting for the day when they can do the 34 GTR. You know, when you can put in a 34 Skyline, that's the one that everybody's going to want.
I don't think I could sit in a car like that, though.
Yeah.
I'll be shit scared, dude.
Yeah,
See,
I couldn't do it.
177 miles an hour in 8.5 seconds in the quarter mile. 177 miles an hour in a quarter mile. That's crazy. This car's nuts. It's so fast. It's in Australia, this car. And this is one of the ones that we export here, you know. So, but you see how wide those tires are that it's got? They're four-wheel drive cars, and there's a way you can take the computer and you can actually turn off the front drive. So all it is a rear-wheel drive car, and they're drag racing it. So you have, you know, 1,200 horsepower to the back wheels, and then they've got like 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. So the thing just goes. And see, this is a drag car, and it got to go before the skyline. See how far?
Fuck me.
They let the drag racing car go so much farther, and he won. He won over the fucking drag racing car. And you can see it's just an RB26. Single turbo even. It's not even a dual turbo, it's single turbo. Godzilla. They're just crazy fast cars. Nuts.
Yeah, and you better know how to drive, otherwise you're killing yourself.
Watch how it moves. It's like, this is what I'm saying. See how it does?
Yeah.
If you don't know how to control that, you're into the wall. There's so much torque, and it's moving all over, and you have to be able to control that, or you're going to hit the wall. 7.9, 186 miles an hour in the quarter mile. It's crazy that this is a door slammer car. This is a car that's not even like a funny car. It's like, you know, you could drive this on the street. It's crazy.
Not yet. That's insane.
Yeah. I remember when I was driving truck and I was taking lessons. I had to like do lessons and shit when I was driving with somebody else, and I was down in Texas, El Paso, and there was somebody that was driving around like a full like race car, like a drag racing car. They were so loud, had open headers and shit. I was like, Jesus Christ! He came through and he went underneath the. I was walking, and he came underneath the overpass, and he was revving up the motor, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the best time he had there was a 7.8 at 189 miles an hour. It's almost 190 miles an hour in the quarter mile. It's fucking crazy.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
39K.
Yeah. Almost to 38. Yeah. Like I say, they're getting close right now to from when I started. Just from when I'm started, they're getting close to dropping 30,000 subs in just the time that I've started my live stream here. It's crazy.
I love how this is running faster than fucking YouTube's function is. It only updates every minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking into that. See, I take my craft very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, they link it into like other sites that like look like every second. You know, these ones are like they update every second. So every second somebody's doing that, they can find out. Because you'll see them get on this when the people say like they're going to get 1 million, you know, subs and stuff, and they're like they put up like a live stream or they put up a counter and they're just waiting, and then they do it like a reaction video. Which of course, if this was the case with the Fine Bros, when you react to getting 1 million subs or 100,000 subs, because if you get 100,000, you get the YouTube button. You know, so some people will do that. They'll get like 50,000 subs and they'll do like a reaction video and they'll pull up this thing, and when it hits 50,000, they're like, "Ooh, all right," ooh. They make like a reaction video, and if they fucking copyright it, now you can't even do those.
It's glorious.
Yeah.
Do people not learn from other people's mistakes, or are you just retarded?
I'm hoping this is like a wake-up call. I'm hoping that this is a huge channel that's being taken down. So I'm hoping this is because there's a lot of other channels that aren't this big that are like half their size, but that's gonna make them think, because they got big britches too, and they're gonna think like, oh, we can do no wrong, we're awesome. This is gonna bring them a wake-up call. Because they're going to think like, these guys were way bigger than us. They're like twice as big as us, and they're being brought down. They're coming down to our level, you know, which means we could be brought down to somebody else's level by doing something stupid. So maybe we've got to watch what we do, and that's going to make a lot of people get a wake-up call. I'm hoping a lot of people learn from this. You can't play with the internet, you know. They don't fucking play. Not like this. Not about shit like this. They don't play with shit like this.
It's like this and cats, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, yeah. You don't play with the internet's fucking freedom like that. You don't play with like somebody being able to just like go out and do like a reaction video to something, or just people having the freedom to like make a video. There's a lot of people here in Japan that go to like sushi restaurants or restaurants, and they make reaction videos. And there's like tons and tons of people here in Japan that make reaction videos to food. Like there's even a guy here in Japan that has, I think, 400,000 subs, and most of his subs are out of Japan. And he calls himself Hikakin. And Hikakin-chan, he goes to like 7-Eleven and he gets paid from Japanese people, like the Japanese like makers of tea and all these kind of things. And he goes to like 7-Eleven and drink machines, and he gets stuff and he drinks them and tells you what he thinks. And he's a beatboxer. And he does reaction videos. That's his whole format, is reaction videos. And he's got like tons and tons of subs, and he's probably one of the biggest Japanese YouTubers. And Hikakin's channel runs off of reaction videos. So if they tried to say like, oh, Hikakin can't do reaction videos anymore because of the Fine Brothers, that they would go fucking nuts. They would lose their mind. Because there's a lot of Japanese companies that are actually backing Hikakin, So all these companies that are in Japan that are really big, like tea companies and sake companies and alcohol companies and food companies, all of them would be on Hikakin's side. So he would be able to get a lot of people that would back him up, and they would start throwing like a counter lawsuit against him, and this could get messy. So these guys are really dumb. It's really stupid what they've done. They don't realize how much trouble what they could be causing from all of this.
Yep, the samurais are coming for him.
Yeah. Well, if you think of like how many video content makers that you watch that make videos that have to do with reaction videos, almost every content creator that I watch does it. Like I'm a vegan. I watch Freely the Banana Girl. Lately, for like the last 6 months, most of Freely's videos that she's been making has been of her watching other YouTubers that are putting out like their food plans and stuff like that. Ooh. And she's talking about how shitty their food is and how their stuff is really unhealthy. Her boyfriend Durian Rider, he does the same thing. He looks at other people's channel. One of my favorite YouTubers is Vegan Gains. He looks at other people that are doing videos for health and fitness and tells them they're fucking horrible. That's how he got his channel to where it is right now. He's got like over 1 million views a month, and he's actually the biggest vegan YouTuber now from doing reaction videos and telling people he's got his little thing, and think if he did the same thing they're doing. He's got his little thing of like the worst of the fitness industry. He does those videos, the worst of the fitness industry. What if he copyrighted the worst of the fitness industry? And now if you do any video that has any kind of, if it says the worst of the fitness industry, or if it has his style content, now he can DMCA you. He would lose all of his subscribers. And I'm hoping like that's what these guys learn. Just make your videos and have fun and be glad that your viewership is getting bigger and bigger and you're making money. And don't try to press that. Because if you do, this is going to happen to you. YouTube is organic. You can't force it. A lot of guys try to force it, and they try to say like, I'm going to start a channel and I'm going to do a bunch of viral videos so that they'll get big, and they try to force it. And if you do that, it never works. You just got to let it happen. You got to let it grow on its own, and you'll do something, and usually most people don't even know what it is. You'll put out a video that a bunch of people like, and all of a sudden you get like 800,000 views on one video, and then overnight you go from like 50,000 subs to like 175, and your view count just pops up, and then more people see you, and then it goes up to 200,000 and then 300, and out of nowhere you're getting bigger, and that's usually what ends up happening. It's just organic, and you can't force it. You just got to keep making videos that you want to make, and eventually somebody will say like, hey, that's a really cool video, and then there you go. But a lot of these guys try to force it, and this is what happens. These guys got too big too quick.
Yeah, I think I found what I'm looking for. So I'm looking up the thing I'm doing for work still. I'm all distracted, but I have to get this shit done.
Yeah. We got some people talking over here, it looks like. It says JZZ and everything. Let me look and see what this is. Okay. Is Jay not wanting to come on? Huh. Did Jay come on?
No, I don't see it. I don't see it popped in at any time.
That's weird. Let's see. Antifa's in here. So that's weird.
What happened?
Jay wanted the invitation, and you sent it to him, but he never came on.
Yeah, he's probably busy. Probably had to cook or something.
Yeah, because you sent it to him the last time he wanted on was 6:22 a.m. and that was an hour ago. So
Yeah,
he never came on apparently.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know who the Fine Brothers are.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that don't know who the Fine Brothers are finding out who they are, and they're unsubbing them. That's what I think is happening to a lot of the people. That's why it stops and slows down, because enough people go on there and they start like subbing to them and then unsubbing, just to like make a point. Some people probably do that. They go onto their site because it doesn't take that long to like search in the search engine and just put the Fine Brothers, and then as soon as something comes up, they go onto their page and they sub them, and then they just wait like 2 minutes, and then you unsub, and then you leave their page. And that's just enough to say like, I subbed you and I unsubbed you. Fuck you. So I think a lot of people are doing that to them. So that's why I say they've got to realize what they just did. They can't think like, oh, it'll slow down and we'll be fine. And they just keep seeing it dropping, and it's been doing this for 4 days, and they should figure out that it's not going to slow down. It's going to keep going. Eventually it'll slow down, but I hope, I don't know, but I would hope it's below 1 million when it does it. I hope it slows down when it's like 300 or 400,000, so they like lose all of their subscriber base, And then, like I say, the people that are left are going to be the people that are wanting to watch it go down. What are they going to do now? Those kind of people. They're not watching your things because they like you. They're watching because they want to see the Titanic sink, and they want to see, what are you going to do now? Let's see them put their foot in their mouth. They want to see you die off, and they're just going to be watching you to see the last death rolls of your channel. So they're not actually going to be watching because they want to, like, they're rooting you on and be like, oh, you'll be all right, guys. That's not what they're looking at. They're like, come on, man, do something stupid. I want to see more people. I want to see you guys get down to like 50,000 when you had 15 million. They're waiting for that. So I'm hoping within like the next 2 weeks it'll drop below 1 million subs. Because at this range, that's what's going to happen. They're losing like 1 million a day, which means 13 days. In 13 days, they could lose all of their subs. That's all it takes. And it's only been 4 days now. They've already lost almost 3 million in just 4 days. So if you look at like another 10 days, which isn't very long in internet time, 10 days isn't very long in internet time. So nobody's going to forget about this in the next 10 days. So in 10 days from now, they could lose all of their subscriber base. They could go down to 0. That would be hilarious to see Fine Brothers and then see subs 0. That would be fucking awesome. That would be epic. That would be a wake-up call from fucking God for all these big channels and Google and everybody. That would be a wake-up call from God telling them, like, listen, you can't do this. All of them would be like, we don't even want to hear about anything like that. we don't want to have anything to do with anything that the Fine Brothers were talking about. We don't even want to be associated with them. People will stop using React just because they don't want to be associated with the Fine Brothers. they'll stop saying React video. They'll be like, we got to figure out some other word because we don't even want to put React in our video.
Yep, they just opened up to their competition to come fucking slaughter them, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And all they got to do, the people that come up, is just respect their viewers, respect the people that are watching your video, and no matter how big you get, even if you can't answer everybody, if you just acknowledge that those people are there and thank them for watching your videos and thank them for giving you thumbs up and thank them for, giving money to your PayPals and your Patreons and all that stuff. If you just thank them and make them feel appreciated, you'll be fine. When you start getting too big and you're like, fuck them, they're giving me money, they have to, they're my subs, and you start acting like that, this is what's going to happen when you stop feeling like you owe them something, because you do. You're nothing without them. Without that 15 million subs, you're nothing. You're just another YouTuber. And that's what they're realizing right now.
Hell, someone sent me a Miss Maple fucking snapback hat. It was awesome. Fucking, I'm happy as fuck with that.
Yeah, it's not even so much that too. I've had people who have come to my channel who subscribe to me, and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much for putting out the perspective that you do," because it's very hard to find people who kind of think like you and who say things the way that you do. And you're just very honest about things, and they just thank me for just speaking up and sharing an opinion, and that's enough too. And people write like 5-paragraph essays in the comment section, and that's really special,
Yeah, it's always nice when you get that, when you get people that like comment and say like, I really like your videos, subbed. I like those. I every time I get those, I just go on and I say thanks for watching my videos.
Yep. I like when people share, and I say thanks for watching my videos when people share, or whenever I catch it.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah. That's why even still now, I still go on there and I do that. I got a bunch of people on my trans channel. I put up a thing about Janine Greer being a transgender hater. Oh
yeah.
And I only have like 57 subs on that, but that video has 16,000 views, and it has, or 1,600 views, and it has these two guys right now that are fighting back and forth, and they're in the comment section, and they've already got like 60 or 70 comments, and they've been fighting now for like 3 days on that video.
I do that on people's videos.
Yeah, it's funny because I keep getting on my thing and it says like six like comments or something, and I'll look on there and it's those same two guys, and they're just fighting back and forth, and they've been like, one person is saying like, well, Janine Greer is a fucking horrible person, and the other's like, oh, she's right, trans are weird, and blah, blah, and they're just going back and forth, and they've had like that comment set thread has like 30 or 40 comments on it, and it's getting bigger and bigger day by day. These two guys just won't leave each other alone. They're like, I don't know why people waste that much time with them, but they're fucking hardcore trolling each other.
See, I used to do that stuff to get content, just to fucking wind people up even further.
Yeah, they're going at each other's throat, man. It's hilarious. I don't care. They're not saying anything to me. They don't say like, "Hey, Shi-Nu," or something like that. So I don't even like. I'm out of it. They're commenting together on their own shit, and that I don't have anything to do with it. And unless they say Shi-Nu, then I get on there and I'm like, what are they talking about? And then if they say something bad, I just don't care. I just leave. But if it says like, hey, Shi-Nu, blah 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 blah, I'll get on there and type some message or something to them. But as I get bigger and bigger, I won't be able to do that because there'll be so many of those messages. I won't be able to.
They need a better system to handle that. They really do. It's pissing me off. Sometimes I don't give a shit if people like my statuses. I just want to get responses to what I say. And if I could just filter those down, that'd be great. But I can't.
Yeah. Well, I miss that function. I miss that function where people could actually make a comment video to you. You know, where you could put out a video and then somebody would put out another video that they could be like, what you said was dumb and, you know, all that kind of bullshit. You know, and then other people can find other people's channel. And that's actually how TJ got found. When he was a smaller channel, he used to run around the net and he would put reaction videos to what somebody else had said. And a lot of people seen that TJ was a really smart guy. And then a lot of people started commenting back to him when he was the amazing atheist, because he was doing that on the Christian sites. They would have all these people that were talking about the Bible, and he would get on and do a response, and he would get into their comment section. He would write all kinds of shit about their stupid religious bullshit, and then he would make a comment video back to them, and he would put it on their page, and it goes underneath their video. And that's how TJ got found. That's how a lot of people started subbing to him, and that's where he started. And if they would have left that, there would have been huge YouTubers by now. You know, because it's so easy to be found if you put a reaction video to somebody else's video that's a bigger YouTuber than you. You know.
That's what fucking Ryan Wiley's been trying to do, as far as I can see, allegedly.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have stopped that. If they wouldn't have stopped that, it would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold over here.
Oh, you can have some of my snow. Plenty of it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Kobe, it never snows really. It's just cold. My house was made in 1964, and there's no insulation in the house and stuff, so it's really cold. There's no the windows in this house are like really thin, and it's like really thin glass, and it's really cold.
Yeah, I've got a tiny ass little apartment, so it sucks. I do have my Jew burning oven, which is handy. I don't have any Jews to burn in it, but I'm working on it. You know, one step at a time.
Yeah, I have somebody that offered me a teaching position, actually.
Oh.
But they're wanting me to move to Hiroshima. But there's supposed to be some more in Osaka. So I might be doing that. They're paying $2,500 a month. So if I could do that for about 3 or 4 months teaching English, it's teaching from children all the way up to high school. So if I taught English for about 3 or 4 months, I'd have my rent paid on my house for a whole year. And then from there I could do some other shit. And if I got into the exporting of the cars and made more money, I could quit anyways. All I have to do is sell like 2 or 3 cars, and I'm already set for an entire year in my house and food and everything. So, yeah.
As long as you don't try to copyright cars somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll copyright douchebags. Yeah. Yeah. I have a deal on my channel called the douche of the week or something like that. And I started doing douche of the weeks where I'd find somebody, and I have this little funny workout character guy, and it's like, you're a douchebag, douche to douchebag, douchebag, douche to douchebag. And he's like a muscle bound guy with like chain on his neck and stuff like that. So yeah, I did a couple of videos of that, but I wanted to start doing more of those where, you know, it'd become a thing. I thought maybe I could get some viewership off of that too, doing douchebag videos. Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm sorry. We'll petering out.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy to see.
Oh, where are we at now, actually? Sorry, I'm laying down. I can't see my screen.
37, 28, 37, 280.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, not for them, but for the
Yeah.
keks it is. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. 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 This is like the ultimate internet cook. They're getting cuckolded.
Oh, wait.
That's what's going to be funny. It'll speed up if they I hope they understand that if they make another video trying to say like, please stop unsubbing us and we're actually blah 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 and we're fine, blah, blah, you know, and they put out something like that where they're trying to like cover their tracks, it'll speed up. You know, it'll just get worse. The only thing they can do right now is just sit back and hope it stops. You know. And they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because if they don't say anything, people are going to keep unsubbing them. And if they do say something, people are going to unsub them. So it's like they're kind of at a catch-22. It's like anybody that anytime they say anything, people are going to be like, "Fuck you," and just unsub. You know. And then if they don't say anything, people are going to say, "Why aren't you reacting to that? Why aren't you saying anything about it? Unsub. Fuck you." You know. So they're kind of like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. They really can't do anything. They just kind of have to sit back and hope it stops.
That's their fucking fault, though. I mean, I have no sympathy, mate. None.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
No.
You can't do this to the internet and think you're going to get away with it. And they're realizing that now. That they just got a big wake-up call. And they, like I say, that you're looking at in the next 10 days going like this, it's going to be down below 1 million, you know. And if they get all the way down to like less than 100,000 off of this, that's going to tell a lot of people like we can't even think about doing shit like that. And I'm hoping that something like this, even though it's small on a comparative scale to like Google or YouTube, I'm hoping that maybe even they will wake up and see like, whoa, you know, we need to think before we react because this could lose our entire base, you know. Because all it would take is for somebody to open up a smaller system, just like YouTube was, you know, 10, 15 years ago. All they would have to do is open up a smaller system that's not even as good as YouTube, and then have something like this go on with YouTube, and everybody will jump ship. And now all of a sudden that smaller little system has like 1 billion followers and 1 billion people putting videos on their channel, and everybody will be grabbing their videos, copying them from YouTube, and then they'll be putting them onto that site, and then they'll delete their site on YouTube, and that's all it would take. And I'm hoping that YouTube and Google realize that that could very well happen to you if you do some stupid shit like these guys. It doesn't take a lot to fucking piss off the internet.
Nope. I said
2 videos. 2 videos is all it took. That's what I'm hoping they realize. It was 2 videos, and the videos weren't even 10 minutes long. It was just 2 videos. They made 2 videos that were less than 15 minutes long in total, and that's what happened. They lost their internet.
No internet.
They lost their subs. 3 million almost in 4 days. That's like huge. You know, if you think about how much this is, TYT network is only like 2.6 million. They've lost more than the entire TYT network in 4 days. It's huge.
Yep. I'm just sitting here grinning right now. It's funny.
It's fucking huge what they've just done to themselves. They are so stupid to do this to themselves. I don't know how they thought that was going to go right. How they thought they could get on and do that. Why they just got to be out of touch with reality to think that YouTube is going to put up with them saying like, we made these videos and this is our style and you can't use it. Everybody on the internet's going to not like that. They should have known that. You got to be an idiot to not know that that's not going to go well. You know, they probably wouldn't have thought this would happen, but you can't sit back and say something like that and not think something's going to happen. I'm sure they would have never guessed this, but you know.
That's their fucking problem now.
Exactly. It's too late now. It's already done. You already done fucked it up. I'll be I will laugh so hard if they get below 1 million and keep going. It will be so hilarious. It'll slow down, I bet, but it'll be funny if it just keeps dropping. Like, say if it gets down to like 2 million, and then it just like every day it gets like another 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and just keeps going down, you know, to where in like 2 months from now they've got like, you know, 500,000 subs. You know, it would be so hilarious. You know, it'll be so funny.
I hope they save some of their $1 million that they earned.
Yeah, they better right now. If I was them, I'd be like, sell the fucking Ferraris, sell all the shit, man. Just keep the money, because you're gonna have to live off of that shit. Yep. This would be something. The only way they could come back from this and make another channel is if they just let this happen and then just leave their videos up and just don't do anything anymore and just live off of any money that they make, residuals and stuff, and then just let it sit for like 2 or 3 years and then start up a new channel when people have maybe forgot about them, and then not call it Fine Bros. Do something completely different, completely different style of content, something else, and start building it back up from scratch. You know, that's like the only way they're going to be able to survive from this. Because I think anytime right now, any video they put up on their channel would probably, even though they got a lot of subs still, would probably get like 800,000 dislikes. They wouldn't even watch the video. They'll just click on the video, push dislike, and then go off the video. You know, they won't even watch it.
God, it's fucking glorious. I want to check the numbers again. Hang on. Let's see. Ooh, damn. It's down to 36K.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just slowly but surely fucking
dropping.
Yeah.
Just keeps dropping and dropping. Yeah. And then it'll slow down like that, and then it drops off like another 20. Yeah. It's hilarious, man. I bet they're crying, boy. I bet they're losing their fucking minds right now. It's only been 4 days, and it just keeps dropping. I bet they're running around with like a chicken with their head cut off. Like, what should we do? What should we do? Oh my God, it's going down more. You know, they're like, what do we do? Oh my God! And I bet all the people, all their lawyers and the people that they've hired to do all their shit are like, I'm quitting, man. You're not even gonna be able to pay me my fucking money. You know, you know.
I think people will start quitting because they're gonna be like, oh shit, this is simple shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that'll make it worse because then they won't have anybody to do their video content. There'll be a lot of people that will just be like, I'm not sticking around for this, man. Nobody's going to be watching this. Nobody likes you guys anymore. I'm gonna go work for someone else. You know, I'm gonna go work for Jenna Marbles. Fuck you. You know, and they'll fucking like take off and like jump ship. You know, they'll be like, I don't even want to be associated with you. I don't want to even tell my friends that I work for you. They won't like me. You know, if you're living in California or something, you say, oh, I work for the Fine Brothers. They'll be like, why do you work for them? Those guys are fucking assholes. You know, so nobody's going to want to work for them. You can't even tell anybody you work for them now.
Yep, you can't even put it on your resume.
Yeah, if you put, like, I work for the Fine Brothers, everybody will be like, oh, you guys are assholes. You know? Yeah. They'll be like, oh, you were those guys that with 2 videos took your whole fucking page down from 15 million to nothing. You know, like, why should I hire you? You know?
Right, yeah, what do you know about making successful videos?
Exactly. Like, you got it all the way up to 15 million and then dropped it down in 10 days. You know? Like, yeah, like, what are you going to do to us? You know? I wonder if there's anybody in their company that's already like quit, you know, like anybody that's working for them that already said like, nah, bro, I'm gone. This is stupid. You know, I'm gone, dude. I'm gonna go find another job. This is retarded. You know, you guys done fucked it up, man. I'm gone. I'm wondering how many people have already done that for them. That'll make them even go more. Like, no, just stay, man. It's gonna stop. Nah, dude, fuck you. You know, I'm hoping more people are doing shit like that to them. guys are quitting, and lawyers are like, I don't want anything to do with this, man. I'm going to go back to, defending somebody else. you know, you know. If it drops down to like 500,000 or something like that, their lawyers, they won't even be able to pay their lawyers and stuff. They'll be barely making enough money. They'll have to actually go back to working. It would be funny if you're living in California or something and you go into like a Starbucks and the road bros are working at the Starbucks or something. You'd be like, bro, what happened? You're like, bro, what happened, dude?
The only subs they'll have are the ones that they have to make for people.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be working for Subway. Yeah. Like they'll be like, wow, you got a lot of subs now, man. Yeah. Yeah, can you make me a meatball sub? Yeah, that's going to be the only subs in their future. Yeah, because if you drop off too much with your viewer count and all that stuff, you're going to not be making enough money to actually live off of YouTube. In the fashion that they're living off of. I mean, they're making $1 million a year. So when they drop off to making like, $100,000 a year, they're not really going to be able to afford to do it full time. And if they drop down to like making like $50,000 a year, they could live off of that, but not like they were. And if they went out and bought like a Lamborghini and they bought a fucking $5 million house and shit, they're not even going to be able to afford that. They're going to have to sell their house, sell their car. They're going to have to move into an apartment. And then they're going to have to they can still do YouTube, but not like before.
I'm more like, I'm doing YouTube.
Exactly. They're going to go from this huge-ass fucking thing to like nothing. And then they'll be lucky if they get very many views on their thing. Like they may have 800,000, people that are on their channel. But like I said before, those people may be just watching the ship go down. They're waiting to see the ship go down. So they'll put out a video and it'll get like, 600 views, but they have 800,000 people following them. And they're not following them for the videos. They're following them to see if the ship goes down. And they're just waiting. They're waiting to see. They want to be the last ones on the ship to watch it go down. So they're just kind of hanging out, seeing what they're going to do. And they don't care about watching your videos. They just want to see what you're going to do.
This is so funny.
Yeah, that's basically all the people I think that are going to be stuck there, because there's so much other content around the internet that's the exact same shit they're doing. That's just react videos and stuff. So they can go anywhere and see people reacting to stuff. So they don't have to go to the Fine Bros to see it. So that means like they're really nothing on the internet. And now that they've done this and they're acting like we are something on the internet and we're going to make it to where you can't do what we do, now they're finding out they're nothing on the internet. You're worse than nothing. You're trash.
I'm going to go to the Fine Brothers fucking YouTube page and subscribe to them so I can unsubscribe.
Exactly.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, let me do it. Let me do it online. I'll do it online. Well, it'll be on the video. I'm going to go sub to them and I'm going to unsub them. So let's see.
Where are they?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go over. Let me get another page. I'll open up another page so they can see me do it online, so you can see I'm actually doing it.
Yeah.
We should all do this at once.
Yep. So I can register on the account.
Yeah, and then we'll all unsub it at the same time.
Hang on, where are they? All right. Yep. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Mine's a slow computer because I'm running the stream and everything. It takes a little while to go. There we go. Fine Brothers Entertainment. And then see there's the React one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 13,742,000. Subbed. We'll just give it a few seconds here. I don't want to watch your video. Good. The volume's down, so I don't care. I'm going to stop it because I don't even want to watch your piece of shit video. Fuck you.
Trannies react to the Fine Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Crossing, are you still there?
I'm still mute.
I'm sorry.
Are you still there?
I'm here.
Cool. You're sleeping?
Yeah, I was. I was so tired from last night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
We're doing an online thing here. Did you hear what we're doing?
Yeah, I have my headphones on.
We're subbing to the Fine Brothers, and then we're unsubbing. This will be live on the stream, so people can watch us unsub and then unsub. I'm just waiting for it to. It takes a few seconds for it to react. So like if you do it and then you do it right away, it doesn't actually register that anybody did that. You have to wait a minute at least for YouTube to pick it up, and then you can unsub, and then it shows that somebody left. Which is what you want.
I'm waiting. I'm patient.
Yeah.
I'm very, very patiently trolling.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what this is. And then there's the React one, because see, all these are their channels, I think. These ones here, these are all their other channels. Or no, there's Shane Dawson. But I think this React one, that's the one they were trying to copyright.
Well, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Let's unsub.
Unsub.
Fuck
Subscription
you.
removed, bitches. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Get involved so I can boycott.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put it all over my Twitter account. I put boycott Fine Brothers, hashtag boycott Fine Brothers. Yeah. I want to take like a screenshot when it gets down to like 666666666. Like 6,666,666. Be like, Satan's coming for you, boys. That'll give people that idea if they see my video. That'll give people the idea to do that, to go over to the Fine Brothers and put like subscribe to them, just so that you can unsubscribe them a minute later. They'll be like, "Fuck you guys."
It's gone down nearly 10 grand, 10 G's since I joined the stream.
Yeah.
I paused the stream right when I came in.
Yeah.
So it's just about to go there right now. In your face, bros. Fine, bros.
Yeah. You're not very fine now, are you guys?
Yeah. Actually, there's some ugly cunts, man. When I've seen them, I think it's like.
That's what I say. They're not even special. They think their shit don't stink. They think they come up with a really cool idea, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. It's just something that people liked. It's kind of like cat videos or something, So if the first person to ever come up with like a cat video decides to like say like, I'm the guy that came up with that style, Like, I mean, if you went back far enough, imagine if the what was that one TV show that was on? The America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh yeah.
They could copyright it all because they started it back in the 80s. They could say that we were the ones that reacted to everybody and all these funny videos of cats and funny videos of kids and all this stuff. We're going to copyright it so nobody can do that but us. I mean, how far can that go? They could copyright all kinds of shit. The fucking,
Yeah, if you look them up in Google, all you hear is, people reacting and.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. I'll do this. I'll do that too online here, so that everybody can see. Let me get on Google. And I'll show you if you put up the Fine Brothers. You won't even get anything about them anymore, but reacts to like their sub count going down. Let's see. A message from the Fine Brothers. See, that's the first one that comes up. Yeah, that's the message that they put out. We're like, actually, we're not doing anything. Fine Brothers Entertainment, YouTube.com, their Twitter account, Fine Brothers Wikipedia.
Alpha Omega.
And then see the next one, Fine Brothers Cancel React World. See, that's the next one. Fine Brothers spark fury with YouTube trademark attempt. You know? And then Fine Brothers Entertainment Facebook. Attorneys react to Fine Brothers React trademark. The Fine Brothers say what they really feel on Reddit, video Reddit. Yeah. Let's see, that's just on the first page. Let's see what happens on the second page. Message from the Fine Brothers.
Oh, Jay, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Are you alright?
Swimmingly.
Rappers react to the Fine Brothers. There we go. We're starting here on the second page with all the stuff. Not a video, but the Fine Brothers have canceled all plans. Yeah. So, yeah. It's hilarious.
Someone needs a fucking that clip from the end of that episode of South Park where the chick takes up or lifts up a top and is like, "Go to the reactor" or some shit like that. They need that with like the Fine Brothers on there.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah. They fucked up so hard. You guys fucked up so hard. In your face.
Oh my god.
What do you think about it all, Jay?
Honestly, I don't really know what you're talking about because I just joined now. So.
Okay. Well, what it is the Fine Brothers, they have these videos called React videos.
All right.
And they're trying to. They actually legally was going to turn in some paperwork to make the word React and all of the style of the video that they do to be copyrighted and trademarked, so that they could go around, and they were already doing it. They were running around the internet, and they were actually DMCAing people that had React video or the style. If they came up with, like, we think you're using our style of video, that we're DMCAing you, and we're taking your money. We're going to take your money and your stuff. So they were running around the internet, and they even did this to Ellen DeGeneres, because she had a thing on her TV show that she was doing called Kids. They react to like little kids, and they've had people that were kind of doing like the same thing as like America's Funniest Home Videos, where people would send in videos on the internet, or she would look on YouTube and she would find funny videos of kids doing silly things, and they would react to it, and the audience would react to it. And she called it reacting to like little kids or something like that. And they actually made a video and made a comment about, like, I can't believe she didn't ask us for permission to do that. And everybody on the internet was like, fuck you. What are you talking about? You know? And then this other guy had came out now. He actually used to do, back in 2006, he started a program on YouTube called Elders. It's Elders React. And they would do funny things, and these really old people would react to them, like watching like Britney Spears and shit like that. And what happened was they started their channel, and they actually DMCA'd him and said that he was stealing their style because they had old people react. So he actually screen capped all of it and kept all of it, and they DMCA'd him 8 times. So he actually was there like 4 or 5 years before they even started their channel. So he's actually put out a video now, and he showed everybody on his screen capture this shit that they did as well. And now they're going around on this like they're going around saying like, oh, we're not going to register the trademark, and we went around and we've stopped DMCAing everybody and all this stuff. And they're trying to like cover their tracks, but they've already lost almost within the next I would say within the next 5 or 6 hours, they'll have dropped 3 million subs in 4 days.
Yeah. Wow.
So they were at almost 16 million subs 4 days ago. They put out 2 videos. The first video was them talking about, like, these people are taking our ideas and we're gonna trademark it so that they can't do that anymore, and we're losing money from these people and blah, blah. They put out a video like that, and after that their count started dropping. And then they came back on and tried to explain what they were doing and saying, oh, it's not that bad, we're not going to do that. And then it kept dropping. And now it's dropping like we've only been online for 2 hours, and it's already dropped 30,000 in 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just going down, 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 down.
Yeah, yeah.
And at this rate, they were at 16 million, almost 16 million, and at this rate, in another 10 days, they're going to be below a million subs. And they were looking at 4 million. They have over 5 billion views on their channel. They have they had 16 million subs, and they were getting 4.5 million views per day on their channel. And they'll be lucky if they're getting 1 million views per day. And they were saying they estimated it at about $1 million per guy. These Fine brothers, these two guys, were getting about $1 million a year. And basically what's going to happen is they're going to go down to about 500,000 at the current rate. And then if they get less than, like, basically 8 million subs, that's going to drop their money in half that they're making. So they're going down. The ship is sinking, and it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down.
I wish I had that money, $1 million a year. That would be very helpful. That would be very helpful. Yeah.
Donate to my Patreon.
Yeah. They're just basically right now they're walking around punching themselves in the face.
I bet.
They just fucked shit up. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I was saying earlier, they've already almost lost. They've lost right now in just 4 days as many subs as the TYT network has in total. The TYT network has more subs than they've lost. They've lost more subs than the TYT network has. It's like it's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Those morons.
This from 2 videos. They had 2 videos that lasted less than 15 minutes total, and they from that they've already lost 3 million subs in 4 days. It's crazy.
Wow. Yep.
And it keeps dropping. It keeps dropping and dropping. And I'm thinking like I say I'm gonna look at this again when I do the MGTOW Round Table on Saturday. We'll watch this again and see how far it's gone down.
Yeah. Oh, well, Crossing, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything alright, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit busy before, so I think I missed, How long have you been here? Like, for a couple of hours or something?
I shamefully admit I was, like, napping and dozing out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's
right.
We got on, I think, at 6. I think it was 6 when we started. So it's 8 a.m. here now, so it's been about 2 hours, yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. So basically in 2 hours we've went down. I think they've dropped. We got on here, it was 60-something when we started. So in 2 hours they've lost 30,000 subs.
Are we the queer brigade, basically?
Yeah.
We're all you're the only gay person. We're all trans.
Yeah.
Technically, we are because I think we're all in. Well, Frozen is actually cis. She's into guys, right?
I like guys, but that doesn't mean I'm cis.
Well, cis when you say your gender.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically she's straight because she likes guys. So me and
you had your terms fucked up.
Me and Crossing are technically lesbians, and then Jay is gay, so we're all gay, and then Frozen's straight.
Well,
okay, we got the whole GLBT right here.
Yeah, that's why I said before the queer brigade.
We're all trans and gay, so yeah.
Faggot patrol, dude. Yay.
Exactly. So basically, according to some, a bunch of degenerates, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You degenerates.
Some very famous people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Well, Crossing. What about the drama? Is the drama over, or more drama? Everything right now?
I think that the drama may be over.
Okay, good.
The drama puts up stupid videos, but nothing that refers to the drama